Hello, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to the very first episode of Die Party Whiskers and Whiskey, a mouse guard game that we're going to be attempting to put together for your entertainment tonight and in further weeks as well. Before we get into talking about what that actually is, though, I want to introduce all of these lovely people I have around for me all around. Let's start off with our game master for tonight, Mr. Eric. Internet Vulgaris, Sandwich Maker Vulgaris, and the man himself, the one that owns the life in his hands that he crushes every morning when he makes his coffee. Eric Vulgaris, how you doing, sir?
You flattered me with those titles, Henley. Yeah, it's been a while since we've made sandwiches. So, hey, everybody. I'm Eric Vulgaris on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, my face page.
My face.
Everything. Yeah, I'm a part-time tabletop streamer. I do games like I'm a player in Stephen Lumpkin's Pendragon game. I GM another mouse guard game I just started, as well as GMing a Burning Wheel game. So I'm all about mouse guard and Burning Wheel games and playing about knights and passion and what you believe. And so this is good. I'm excited to be here. Mouse Guard's one of my favorite games, and I'm excited to share it with you all.
Nice. I guess we'll go to the next person who I've done a little bit of work with, but let's be real, we're already like brothers from another mother. Mythmatic, my man, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Hanley. How are you?
Oh, look, dude, I'm super excited to play this game. But from what I've seen on the internet, you've done exceptionally well for yourself over the past couple of weeks with this, particular role-playing game that no one's ever heard of because it's not a role-playing game, but it's certainly
anything's a role-playing game. If you put your mind to it, Henley.
It's digital LARPing.
Exactly. My name is Mythmatic. I'm a voice actor and RP streamer here on Twitch. I've done tabletop. I've done production for Encounter Roleplay. And I voice act in and create content within video games and chop it up and put it up on YouTube. As of recent, I've been on the GTA 5 kick, and that's where I have been as of late. So yeah.
Yeah, the very God. I hear that even the most famous streamers kind of get into that game.
Yeah, it is pretty hard whitelist. I mean, I was in it before it got crazy, so I was locked in and grandfathered into the whitelist. So
you grandfathered into the role playing. My grandson.
The bouncers, they're like, yeah, I got you. You're on the list.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was exactly
that.
Awesome. Yeah. So
nice.
Pretty great.
Nice. Aside from that, though, hey, are you? I know Eric is a part of the affiliate program now on Twitch. Are you? Yep. Did you manage to crawl your way into that?
Yep. I am affiliate, and I'm pretty excited. The bits are a great thing, and it's really cool to lets people. It gives us the validation, of course, as like these streamers that we've been spending years doing. To continue doing what we're doing. I'm really excited. I'm actually looking into partnership in the next couple of weeks. So
fantastic.
Nice.
Man.
Well, best of luck. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited. So cool. We'll see. We'll take a look.
You gotta work hard, man. My partnership application was fucking 15 pages long, and
don't forget. Right. Everyone always forgets this step. Mail them a skull of a water buffalo.
And if water buffalo aren't really a thing for you, you can always do like someone's firstborn. Doesn't have to be yours. This has to be
in the shape of a water buffalo skull, though, right?
I mean, you can sort of mold it after, that's
yeah. Babies are malleable. People are very surprised at how malleable they could be.
Yeah, either that or paper mache, one of the two.
I'm thinking to do the real thing.
All right, and last but not least, we have a new face. I've had very little interaction with this next person, but she comes at high praise. Kika, how you doing?
Hi, I'm Kika. Nice to meet you. I need to go through everything I do, I guess.
Where to begin?
I haven't really been doing this so much lately, but most people who have watched my stream know me for playing through old RPGs and trying to voice act every single player or character in the game because I have like over 3 octaves, close to 4 octaves of vocal range. I also do some small time esports journalism for Elo Talk, and I usually on Twitch I play in RPG games mostly as player characters a lot of the time, and I stream some Dota.
So,
Nice.
the journalism thing, how long have you been doing that for?
Few months now, though I got into it because I kept explaining everything to all my friends because they have a hard time getting into Dota, which makes a lot of sense considering how much there is to learn in Dota, not just mechanically, but also with the teams and the players.
There's
and
like,
the
what,
tournaments.
100 characters to choose from now or something like
I
that?
think it's like 112 or something.
Fucking hell, man. Like,
The game itself hates you.
oh,
Yeah, it does. It actively hates you.
You a new player? Get fucked. Yeah. Well, that's fucking fantastic. I mean, have you, like, what type of, so you're a player character in a lot of role-playing games. Anything that we might recognize on the internet?
Not lately. I've had to take a bit of a break from doing Twitch stuff because I'm finishing up my pre-med now. I just need to get through physics and social sciences because I put those off till the end. But in the past, I've played with Wax Steven on his stream and Peachy Pixelate and stuff like that. And I've helped my friends play test a lot of things that they've written up.
Cool.
Yep.
So you're in good company.
Yeah. We've got everyone here is I would say a seasoned role-playing streamer of some variety. All three of us have played together at least one point. We haven't done a stream together though, so this is the first time all of us are sort of in the same place. So, but yeah, fuck, man, like I'm super excited to play Mouse Guard. Mouse Guard's like, okay, so my history with Mouse Guard is there is a role, sort of like a board game version of the Red Guard thing, which is more like what's it called? I always forget what.
Mice and Mystics.
Mice and Mystics. Yes, that's the one that I'm thinking of. And I've always wanted to play that game because it looks like a lot of fun, but it also looks sort of like a step removed from like role playing games where you can sort of get into like playing the characters that you have in the set scenarios. But
there's quite a few. That's like a space that's like evolving now.
Yeah,
I know that.
There's what was it? There was.
It's cool.
There's a lot of those sorts of like miniature based games where like you sort of are a character and all that sort of stuff. But when I found out that there was an actual role playing game of that, it was always a case of like, oh shit, who can I get together to play this game? And you know, off the back of Fortune Sons, Eric suggested this, and I was like, all right, let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So what do we need? So tonight we're going to do like a character creation episode and maybe a little bit of introduction, depending on how far we get. But
exactly,
Eric, I'm in your capable hands. Take it away.
Awesome. Well, hello everybody. Yes, I will be walking us through the recruitment phase of the game. We'll be making our characters together. It's a lot of fun as far as character creation goes. It's not a lot of stat rolling. It's a lot of interesting fictional choices that we're going to pick for everybody. So the first things we're going to start off with here, and everybody should have a character sheet in Roll20. Just make sure everyone sees the character sheet real quick. Cool. Yep. Just want to, before we go any further, make sure you have your life vest. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be picking the rank of our mouse guard. Now we all are relatively familiar with the idea of what the mouse guard is, and based on the comics and everything.
But for those of us who don't,
for those of us who don't, or those who are playing from home, imagine a world of like Western fantasy mice. It's almost like Red Wally, only just the mice and a couple like evil weasels have technology and bound it together and created a little civilization, a little pocket of literally civilization in the middle of the woods, based around kind of like, northern Great Lakes kind of region in terms of temperature and style and whatnot. You guys are playing sort of the, I guess, like, think of like a Rangers from like Lord of the Rings, right? You guys play sort of the mailmen. You play sort of the magistrates, arbiters between town to towns, making, park rangers. Like, you make sure the trails are good. Overall, you just kind of oversee the interconnectedness of the various towns. The whole world's kind of set up like a confederacy of these small little towns, but everyone kind of pays tribute to the Mouse Guard, who are centered in the middle in this place called Lockhaven. And so that you are all kind of part of this quasi paramilitary force, essentially.
The Mice Watch.
The Mice Watch. Yeah. We're playing. Yeah. Exactly. So
paramilitary, I like it. Yeah.
Because of that, we all have ranks and stature, and each mission is going to be, which is like what a session is. We're all going to be like focusing on one little part of it, of this grander world, sort of like dealing with some pretty like hard, tough decisions. But one of the cool things about Mouse Guard is that we will create relationships with NPC characters that will be showing up again and again, because the Mouse Guard territories aren't that big, and we all kind of end up like we either know each other, or you might have a mutual friend or something, or wherever you kind of go. And that sounds really nice because you might always have a friend somewhere, but it also can get you into some trouble, because you might have conflicts between your friends doing something and what your duties is telling you to do as a Mouse Guard. And that's where this game really lives and really breathes. I describe it as a Saw-like existential torture dungeon. Whatever your character believes in, I'm going to be challenging it. Be like, oh yeah, you think every mouse is worth, like every mouse is worth a fair trial and things like that. I'm like, okay, let's see how far you believe it. Do you believe it when it's your brother? Like, do you? And I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, do you believe it now? And kind of stuff. I'm gonna push you on that. This game is really cute, has great art, but really can get into some kind of like tough decisions that you need to make that will make you go like, ooh. But don't bear in mind that, don't worry, I won't try to push too hard or do anything that's really uncomfortable. As always, I'm a big proponent of the X card, or just mentioning privately that kind of stuff. I'm not really into like the whole like body horror or anything. Don't worry, like all that stuff's fine. So like we're gonna be okay. All right. So that's the disclaimer.
Okay, I have a couple questions.
So at least it won't go full Tokyo Guard Police.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of questions with the guard. Is it like we start together as the same level, or like how does that work? Because I noticed here there's a one in here. There's two patrol leaders in a patrol, which is a group of 4 players, and 2 can take on the roles of tender bores, which is like the earliest one. So do we all have to play the same level stuff, or like
no?
Like for example, if we all say, hey, let's all be guard captains, because that sounds like fun. What's the likelihood of 4 guard captains coming together and being like, what's up? How you doing?
That would be some serious like existential problems that you're dealing with. Yeah.
Something.
Right. Yeah. That would be like playing 3 generals, right?
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah.
You totally could. For example, in my real life game, I have a guard captain. He's basically was like the general of the last Weasel Wars.
This is
fake game.
This is your fake game.
Yeah, it's my fake game. Yeah.
This is your meat space game.
And you have this one.
That's the way you try everything out and see if it works, and this is the game where you put it all in the action. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my beta test.
Yeah. The beta game.
So here's some things to consider between the different ranks of picking different things. So tender paws are your fresh recruits. They technically don't even have cloaks yet, which is sort of the big symbol of being a Mouse Guard is your cloak. You get a cloak when you graduate from Mouse Guard College. You have to walk through a line of cloaks, and they're all the fallen Mouse Guards before you, to instill a sense of reverency of like what you're doing is bigger than yourself. So Tenderpaw, you would have a mentor, like usually someone else in their patrol. So you would be like the young, fresh recruit. You're the rookie, right? And every single, if you're watching any sort of Platoon or like military kind of thing. You're the rookie of the squad, right? Next up is your standard foot soldier. They're like your guards mice. You're just your entry level. You're not a tender paw, but you've graduated and you are ready to do stuff. The big advantages of tender paws and guards mice is that they learn quicker than other people, than say patrol guards or patrol leaders. You're more like kind of malleable in terms of what you're learning and what you're picking
So
up.
it's like
While patrol guards and patrol leaders are a little bit more experienced and have a little like wider set of skills.
So when we level up, let's say we start as a tender paw and we level up, can we sort of apply our levels? I don't know how that works exactly, but can we apply them in a direction where we'd be like, okay, it's a little different from the standard basic mouse guard attribute, because these things are different here. Like they have different abilities, they have different skills.
Yeah, so let me spend a minute real quick to talk about how advancement works in mouse guard. So rather than having like a level and doing like a linear progression up from level 1 to 20 or what have you, instead, think of this game as sort of having the level system of Skyrim, where the more you actually level out laterally based on the skills you use.
Right.
So one of the advantages of being a tender paw or guards mouse is that you can quickly learn skills and learn and get better. While in the meantime, patrol leaders are usually better, or patrol guards are better at, they're really competent at fewer things, but also really good at kind of like the weird niche things that a regular guard mouse wouldn't be.
That makes me want to
jump everywhere to level my acrobatics.
That's Morrowind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Morrowind. You're thinking of a different game.
That's the only one I played.
Yeah, but it's kind of the.
You'll get stuck in the ceiling, and then you could actually grab stuff off the counter, and the vendors have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. Like the way you get better at cooking is to cook, and it's not enough.
Would have thunk it.
And it's not enough. And here's the interesting part of the game: it is not enough to just get enough successes to level up a skill. You must also fail a certain number of times.
Okay.
So you
gotta learn what
through
not to do.
Exactly.
I have an understanding of how this game works now. So my first intention was to be like, yo, give me that high level dude. But now I'm like, yo, give me that low level dude. You know, like I want to. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm thinking for my dude, guard mouse, like maybe not fresh off the slab, but like, last week.
Yeah. Guard mouse is a really, really good starting position.
Yeah, I like it. All right. That's where I'll put my thing. So I'll put my dude into guard mouse, I think so.
Okay. If once you have selected your rank, start filling in your sheet with the prescribed things. So like your abilities are will 3, health 5. I just start putting these numbers in here. What these numbers represent are the number of dice that you would roll for any particular test, right? So say you're trying to scout the wilds, right? And you have a scout 2. Well, then you start with 2 dice before people help you, and I'll get into all that shit later. But like that's your base die pool essentially.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, Myth, what are you thinking, my friend?
I'm thinking tender paw.
Oh damn! He's going super freshy.
Yep, super fresh. Yeah. Fresh to death.
Cool. So do you kind of already have a concept for your character?
Yeah, he is. You want me to just go through the concept?
Yeah. So lay it on us.
So his name is Chester Templeton. He is a overweight mouse who his parents were the beekeepers.
Apiaries.
Yeah. Beekeepers. He tried his best to be a apiarist and couldn't. He got stung too many times. Didn't actually die because at the small, of course, scale of a mouse to bee ratio is very deadly for normal size mice. But of course, the good news is I'm too fat to actually. He's too fat to actually take the whole deadly poison. So he's killed a couple of the bees, unfortunately, through that. And it was too much of a loss for the family. So they said, it's better that you probably don't do this. We don't want you to get killed, and we don't want any more of our bees destroyed by your flab. Please join the mouse guard. So he is trying his best. He's a clumsy tub of love, but he is Chester Templeton.
Oh, that's adorable. See, that's amazing. That's a really good concept already off the bat. It's so totally okay if you don't have something fleshed out that yet, by the way. And so
Nothing
Kika,
that girthy, you know. Like I'm thinking of
Yeah,
something.
you do, it's got a lot of girth.
Yeah.
yeah,
I kind of also wanted to be a tender paw, honestly.
Nice.
yeah, okay.
Oh,
From
that works out
Ivydale.
perfectly. Okay, I'll explain why in a second, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to be a tender paw from Ivydale. My character, I haven't thought of a name yet, but I want my character to be like very idealistic and concerned with serving society because she believes that society is really like a well-maintained, functioning society is like what will elevate all of Mousedom to progress to higher levels of technological advancement and well-being.
It is what keeps you from being just food.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I like that.
She's super optimistic.
Oh, that's perfect. That is
Cool.
perfect. So for my dude, I was thinking like, you know, there's a line. So there's a line from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy that I want to base my entire character concept around. And this is how the first one. This is how
I saw the second one is great.
the second one is fantastic as well, but the first one, no. Was it the second one it's from? I can't remember. Doesn't matter anyway. But there's a line from it that's there is no plan, only bravery. And so my dude's basically just going to be the bravest mouse you've ever seen. And unfortunately, that means in a lot of cases that he gets into scuffs very quickly. So he's a mouse that's covered in scars and wounds and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, he's very earnest about being a guard as well. So that's sort of all I've got so far for the character. You mentioned stuff about
concept.
bees and stuff like that, and from a particular place. I don't know any of that shit, so I'm just gonna go with that, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's good because we're getting to our next couple steps here. So that's a great. These are all great concepts, everybody.
Thanks.
So now we got our base. Essentially, this is the chassis that we're building our character off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 tender paws and a guard mouse.
So
This is cool. So we get
So if the skills don't exist, we add them, yeah? Like
Correct.
I'm not seeing Haggler on here. Okay.
correct. If they're not existed on the list of the character sheet, we'll be adding them. So, and here's something important to make a note of: when you're adding a new skill that you don't already have already, it comes in at level 2. Okay.
Cool.
So the next question I want to ask everybody is, where were you born?
I already answered that.
You did. Remind which one? But remind me again.
Ivydale. Ivydale.
Cool. Ivydale's cool.
Does it matter where?
It's kinda
Does it all have,
cute.
like separate things, or should I just pick one?
They have special specialties and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
On page 302, it says, "Where were you born?" and then gives you a quick little description of where they are. There's actually probably a longer description earlier on in the book, but this just gives you the quick little synopsis. And what everybody's going to be doing is, when you pick a town, you're going to pick one of those 2 or 3 skills, which is kind of the skill you learned, perhaps is what your parents did, and then one of the available traits below, and mark that trait as level 1. When you're done that, let me know which ones you picked.
Is anyone else getting like robotic stuff voices, or is it just me? No?
No?
Okay, that's really weird. I don't know why that was doing that. Anyway, continue. It's fixed now. That's weird.
Okay. So let's pick where we're born.
Okay.
I mean, perhaps while other people are thinking, Kika, what skills and obviously trade would be hard worker, but
I was gonna go for harvester.
yeah, cool.
Let's go with Lockhaven. That seems cool.
That's like the main city, right?
Mm-hmm. Lockhaven is basically a citadel built into the roots of a big tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the it's literally it's kind of the home of the Mouse Guard. It is quite literally where the matriarch lives, Gwendolyn. The Mouse Guard is always run by a matriarch, and the latest one is Gwendolyn.
Okay. Yeah. Neato. So that's where I'll put my Duda. So I get what? Do you get one of them, or do you just pick one of these? Or...
You get one of the skills and one of the traits. The traits are described a little bit later on, but if you just want to ask like what Guard's Honor means,
yeah,
or generous,
I get a basic idea what Guard's
yeah,
Honor
right.
is. Right. I mean, that's...
Right. Exactly. Without knowing anything else, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously going to pick Guard's Honor.
Yeah.
Not for any particular reason, but why not? Okay, where do we put that on the sheet? Traits. There we go.
There's a trait section.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. What about Chester? Myth. What
I think Chester is going to be from Spruce Tuck. It's known for its scientist, medicine, and scent concoctions.
Ooh, that reminds me. Real quick, I never talked about one of the most important duties of the Mouse Guard. The thing that protects us and from wild animals, and that's the scent border. The mice have a group of mice from Spruce Tuck have invented a formula that basically renders the scent of mice cities from predators kind of like, it immune. It just smells like anything else. So it or it smells like wolves, or it stops from predators from wanting to even come sniff this out.
Nice.
So
I'm picking 1 and 1, right?
Yes.
And it comes in at 2.
Yeah, it does.
Correct.
And then,
if you want
plus 1 if it's on 1 already.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. If you already have one, then it goes up.
Okay.
The maximum rating you can have of any particular skill is 6.
Neato. Okay.
I'm gonna do scientist.
I picked armor,
Yeah.
by the way. I don't know what that's going to be used for, but I assume for making armor.
You wouldn't be wrong.
Great.
Cool.
I mean, if I do lore mouse, I could make stuff up.
Yeah.
I mean, science, I'm still gonna make stuff up.
Yeah. Of course, as a GM, I'm totally cool with, after playing a session, being like, could I actually change my skill or something like that? Pivoting. That's totally fine as well. So don't feel completely locked in, because we're playing a game for the first time. We're not sure. But anyways, we'll talk about it later.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
You're allowed a free respec.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a generous god.
Otherwise, it's 300 gold.
Yeah. Cool. So the next step is life experience, and this is what it feels. This is what you've been learning since joining the guard, right? So think of when you join the Night's Watch in Game of Thrones, you're not just learning how to hold a sword. You're learning a skill of some kind, right? Why are you giving me that face, Emily?
Oh, the robot sounds back. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay.
you are okay.
I know what's causing it. So just.
It's not moi. It's something I can do.
No. It's fine. Just keep being you. So.
Should I talk, or
No,
should I
no,
commence
just-
the invasion?
Just keep doing your thing. It's fine. I'll sort it out in the
Okay.
break. So.
Sure, no problem.
Mhm.
So, like I said earlier, if you join the Night's Watch or whatever, you get put into a category to learn a type of skill or whatever. And this is from Tender Paws to guard captains. You'll be learning all these different skills. Tender Paws actually get a wider variety. You get to choose 2 skills from this list. Guard mice, patrol guards, and patrol leaders choose 1. So, Chester and Kika, you 2 will be choosing 2 from this list, because this is kind of like your general education, right? Learning
This is
what
I'm
you should
naturally talented at.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of like what you're. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Great. So we can
If you
pick.
have any questions about any of these skills, let me know
We can pick any one of these, and it'll be fine.
from that list.
Okay. And this is from the
Yeah.
life experience stuff.
Okay.
And where do I put this? No.
You just factor it into your other skills that you already have.
Oh, it's skill. All right.
Yep.
All right.
This doesn't get a separate thing or anything.
Cool.
Right, so I had Pathfinder, Scout, and Labor from Danderbaugh, and 2 more, or what? Sorry.
No, Tenderpaws get to choose two skills from that list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which one you choose, Pathfinder and Scout?
No, I was just looking at the
Gotcha.
templates and going back and forth.
Yeah, of course.
I think I want Harvester and Healer.
Yeah. By the way, everyone, just so you know, I added a little short little handout. The handout is called Lists of Skills and Helpers. In the game, when you want to do a test, you can either help, like if you want to help somebody with a skill, you can either help them with the actual skill or another, like one of these helpers. And so if you want to look at those lists while you're figuring out what kind of skills you want, there are some that are really good. Like Scientist helps a lot of skills. So does Laborer also, if you want to be kind of a good general person.
Okay.
But
So you need to have
Everyone likes
the helper skill
Fighter's a good one too.
to help with other stuff, or like how does that work?
Oh yeah, let me give you a quick little example, right? Say you guys are lost in the woods, right? And you're trying to make it out of there. Of course, you being Mr. Brave Mouse, you insist on being the leader, right? To get and show these Tenderpaws who obviously got you lost and not yourself out of here.
That's it.
So this would be a Pathfinder test. If you wanted your Tenderpaws to help you, or if they wanted to volunteer their help to rectify the fact that they fucked up, they could help with Scout, Hunter, or Weather Watcher, or they could just help with Pathfinder as well.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So labor is like one of the more useful ones in sort of the typical
general.
Help,
Yeah, right.
And what's the difference between the purple and the orange here? Because you've denoted two of them, so.
I did. I color coded them because we'll get into it a little bit later. But every skill is based on like an ability. So it's either health or will. So red is health, blue is will. If you were learning a skill, like if you don't have a skill that you wanted to learn it, you would actually be rolling your root of that. So you'd be rolling will or health based on the skill.
Oh.
When you're learning it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. So blue is will, like mind. Red is body.
Got it. All right. Well, I picked fighter because what up?
Yeah.
Swinging that whatever.
Sweet.
Cool. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm already looking at parents trade. Is that?
Yep. That's the next step.
Another 2.
Yep. No, it's one skill from the list.
Yeah, but it's another 2.
Yes. If it's a new skill, if you're opening up the skill for the first time, it comes into rank 2.
Adorable.
Is a glazier like someone who makes donuts? Because that's hilarious if that's the case.
Nah, it's a glass maker.
Damn it. Can my dad be a donut maker? Because that'd be great.
The frosting on
I specialize in...
That would be a baker.
No, I specialize in making glaze, and that's it.
glaze. I got a glaze.
Henley, you're not allowed to vape.
Damn it. Come on, man.
But I'm a glazier.
Oh, God. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I mean, shit. I might come from armor. I mean, it's the city, right? The city. So why is it that the town that I'm in, the town that I'm from, the Lockhaven. Why was armor a skill from Lockhaven? Do they specialize in that shit? Like, why is that?
Because you are the heart of the Mouse Guard. You are the armory. You are where you are where you are basically the Pentagon. You are also the
shucks.
You are the seat of power for the Mouse Guard. So of course you have blacksmiths, weapons, the whole shebang.
All right. Well,
every other town might have like kind of wooden walls, maybe, or maybe it's hidden off in the roots of, or like in some stones lead you into like a hollowed log or something. Lockhaven actually has like a stone like wall around it. It is a fortress.
Okay.
It was the very, very beginning of the mouse territories, and it's from that seat of power that the rest of the place expanded from.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So we just pick a skill from this and put it on the skill list, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. And then, yep. And what I like to do is I like to mark at this point like what your parents' trade was. I typically fill in who my parents were at this point as well. Maybe put a hyphen, say what their thing was, so we don't forget which skill was our parents.
Sure.
Our parents.
I'm trying to work out a good mouse name, but we'll see how we go.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I always do names last. I don't think, from my experience, I find it easier that way.
Okay.
So, cool. Just continuing on.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The next question is going to be your social skill. It's how do you convince people you're right or to do what you need? Patrol leaders and guard captains choose 2. Everyone else will choose 1, so we're all choosing 1. Manipulator, orator, or persuader. Manipulator is deceiving. Orator is for convincing crowds, and persuading is convincing with just regular dialogue.
Okay. Mine's pretty easy. I think I would just be a persuader. Regular dialogue. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
For example, if you wanted to intimidate people, though, you might want manipulator.
No, I don't think he's much of a intimidator sort of person.
No problem.
Oh, that's such a good name. All right, cool. My guy's name is Huey. That's so dumb. I love it.
All right. What are you thinking, Kika?
Orator.
Oh, you're into
Nice.
giving
that
speeches?
makes sense. Yeah. Inspiring speeches about. Oh yeah, awesome. Cool.
About the virtues of a stable and functional society.
Love it. What do you think? What do you think about Chester? How's Chester at the convincing?
He's a persuader. Yep. He's a persuader.
Cool. And the next step was the
I wish
apprenticeship.
there was plead. Plead would probably be a good one.
Yeah.
But
Don't let me die.
Simpering.
I'm thinking Sam from
Beg. Sam Tarley.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty much just
All right.
just a mouse, Samwell.
Sorry. Yeah. So I had my wires crossed from earlier. This is the part I was thinking of in mind. So at the start, that was our natural tendencies. This one is the apprenticeship. This is when you join the Night's Watch. This is the skill that your artisan, you're basically your, not your mentor, because that's a different one, but this is sort of the productive skill you had to learn that keeps the Mouse Guard, for the Mouse Guard themselves, for Lockhaven. So, you have to apply either in the spring or fall to join the Mouse Guard. It's an application process, right?
Okay.
They put in recruits, and you get assigned, if everything works out, then you get assigned a artisan to basically apprentice with.
Okay, cool. I like it. There's that Glazier again. Damn. If you pick the same thing over and over again, you keep getting put into the same thing. You can
If
go
you
up to
pick the same
6.
thing over and over again, yeah, the skill will go up.
Okay. All right. I'm
Are
just.
you just becoming the best armor that's ever lived?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, fucking min-max that shit, bro. Let's go. So yeah, I'll pick armor again. Like I imagine it was just my family. Is that cool? Or is that like
What do you mean, just your family?
Like as in my dad or whatever, the man of the house was an armorer. You know, I called him Oak because that seems cool. Armor being sturdy and all that shit. So maybe I is what the parents did, and then
That's what you did.
that's what I did as well. Yeah.
I totally imagine you being an armorer. You are outfitting all of the guard, and I mean not just you alone, but you must have heard so many stories of brave mice and things like that, right?
There you go. It's coming together.
So,
we're doing
your
it.
your dad made the armor for so and so, right?
Oh, so and so. Oh man.
You for I mean, I always go with like herbs and plant names, like for time, right? Like
You could even use time.
Time.
And plant name.
Yeah.
Tarragon the Great.
Yeah.
Can we actually just
Tarragon's actually a good name.
Tarragon the
I like
Great.
Tarragon.
Yeah.
Cardamom. Coriander. Corey.
Coriander. Yeah. First name
Coriander
Corey,
the
last
house.
name Ander. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Can we actually take a break? Because I really need to fix whatever this fucking
Yeah.
issue
Fix
is.
your robot. Yeah, so we're talking about what we were doing as an apprentice in the garden. We had a mentor, right? So once we picked our skill, the most important thing is also write down your senior artisan. That's the person who taught you that skill on the mouse guard.
Okay.
Okay. There's a list of names on page 310 for rando mouse names. If you would rather pick one yourself, feel free.
All right. Yeah, I picked my dad. We'll just go with
Cool.
that.
Just
easy.
picking the dado for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
He's your dad's really important in your life.
I guess so. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right?
I love
Yeah.
naming. This is such a good system for naming.
Yeah. So the next thing after that is your mentor, right? So if your artisan was kind of just like the person who taught you stuff, your mentor was the one who really took you to, took you under their wing, under their paw, and really started giving you the ropes here, right?
Yeah.
Tabletop,
Okay.
do we have one yet?
So this is interesting. You could already have an existing mentor. You could make one of you or both. Henley could be your mentor technically.
Right. Let's do it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, or it could be someone else.
I'm gonna go with fighter.
Okay.
Because I'm a one-trick pony, as it turns out.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, you this is like you shadowed this person for a long time, and while maybe the apprentice thing was only like a couple months, this was like a year or so, or half a year.
Okay. All right. So half a year.
Yeah, like the mentor's role is really to train you. If the apprentice part was actually the schooling, this is the on-the-job training. If that makes sense. So your mentor is somebody who had a big impact in your life, and they really instilled a certain thing to you. One of these 9. Each guard mouse is trained by a mentor. Everybody's going to choose one of those 9 skills: fighter, healer, hunter, instructor, pathfinder, scout, survivalist, weather watcher.
All right. I'll pick Finn as my mentor for fighter.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
I am gonna go with Scout, so I'm a little more rounded.
Making a rounded character, please. Come on. One-trick
Wow.
pony all the way. Let's do it.
I have a bunch in healer already, so
Yeah. Cool. And what were you picking, Jester?
Survival. My mentor taught me survival, but I don't know if I want to do. I kind of want to have Henley as my mentor.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You're
Oh.
brave, right?
Yeah, brave.
Nothing but brave and fighter, and I'm not any of that at all. So it's gonna I think that.
Oh my god. I'm your Jon Snow.
Right? Oh my god.
Holy shit! That.
Do you have a name yet?
Yeah, his name's Huey.
Oh yeah, Huey. All right.
And I'm just a random person from another show that showed up one day.
Get out of here, Kramer.
Hey,
What's Chandler doing here?
Chandler. Jesus. Okay, I like it.
And Kika, who was your mentor? What was her name?
My mentor is Chestnut Wildebrand.
Damn, that's a fucking mouse name.
Chestnut. Cool.
Yeah.
Does he actually have like chestnut colored fur, or is he just?
Yeah.
Like,
Is it-
okay.
Helps him blend in.
Yeah. It's
Why he's
chestnut.
such a good scout.
Oh yeah, that's.
Look at you.
It's a misnomer. He actually has scales. It's weird.
It's
Like,
actually
you
a
kind of
snake.
look like a snake. You got a very snake-like tail there. It's like,
No, I am a chipmunk.
it's like
I am
I am
I
not
am
a
a mouse.
snake.
Yeah. I don't know. Why would you say? I feel offended by that. Rattle, 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 rattle.
He's just a snake wearing a coat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of dead mice on him. It's
Aren't we
Are
all?
you, yeah, are you wearing? Is that dead mice? No, this is my pajamas.
My
Are we all
pajamas.
just snakes in coats?
Yes.
Technically,
Cool.
we're all just an intestinal tract with a bunch of flesh wrapped around it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Yeah,
skeletons.
snakes-
on the
snakes and
inside.
coats.
Yep. The first isn't like one of the first things formed in you is your butt.
Yep, it is the first thing,
I did not know
Like-
that. I would-
and then
I
the
wish I
rest of
knew
you
else
sort of like
Builds off the butt. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I
It's
wish I
like
knew that
you
my
build
whole
the
life.
intestines
Oh my God.
up for the intestines and outward at the same time. It's
Explains so
It's
much
interesting.
about who I am.
explains so much about everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's just
So
a bunch of butts trying to be a bit better.
Aww.
that's a good belief. Nice. So everybody except for Tender Paws picks a specialty.
Fuck yeah! Get nerfed, Tender Paws.
So-
oh crap! I gotta get out of this. Then what was my specialty was Weather Watcher. Huh? F that.
I'll pick.
You
Fido.
haven't been on the force long enough to be special at something yet.
On the Force.
Give me your sword and your cape. You're a loose cannon, Chester.
Loose cannon. Chester Tumbleton, part of the Force.
The 999s. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I'll pick Fighter. I don't know why, but I'll pick Fighter. That puts me at 6 for Fighter, so we're good. Yeah.
All right. Then that would conclude our skill section. That's what going to be our skills we're using for the game. The next part is what's called your nature, and everybody's nature starts at 3 out of 3. And this is something
just
interesting.
real quickly. Where do I put this speciality?
You can just.
Oh no, it's
yeah.
at the top. Okay, very top. I see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to, now that we've gotten to this part, I want to talk a little bit about mouse nature, because this is one of the key things that makes this game very special. So everybody is a mouse, but also since we have civilization and such, what actually makes a mouse like is a little bit different than what we would normally consider, right? So a mouse's animal nature is escaping, foraging, hiding, and climbing. Those 4 things. Mechanically, you could use your nature in lieu to do any of those things. If you don't have a skill, you can always use your nature in lieu of a skill if you don't have the skill, whether or not that's actually one of those 4 things. But what happens is your nature could actually end up decreasing, because the lower your nature, the more human-like you kind of become, while the higher the nature, the more mouse-like you are, wild. Okay.
Okay, so this is a sort of weird perspective to be in for a role player. It's like how human you are, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, don't worry. There's some questions here that'll help field and give you some ideas here. Okay.
Let me just give you ask you a question real quick. As an evolution of the mice, right? Did we start off like
They do have little hands.
animalistic, and then we became more human-like when we started picking out weapons and stuff?
Just like humans.
Or is it like, is it a good thing to be more mouse-like? Like, where does that sort of line tote in terms of?
I mean,
like,
I can't make that value judgment, dude.
I mean, like
That's all-
in
that's all
society,
you.
right? What are people's? What is the mouse guard?
So if your nature, say your nature was 6, it's not like you're some feral like creature,
Mhm.
right? It just means that you're more in tune with your natural self. It's just you. In fact, it may not even psychologically change you in any way. It's just that you are really in tune with just escaping, climbing, hiding. Like you just have a good sense of your body,
Okay.
right?
all right.
Like the physicalness of your body and your tendencies, your instincts are strong, right? They're honed to a point, right? So everyone's nature starts at 3. And I'm going to ask you the following series of questions, and I'm really interested to hear what your answers are.
Okay.
Do you save for winter, even if it means going without something now, or do you use what you have when you need it? Do you save for nature, or do you use what you have? Let's just go around. Let's go around clockwise. So Henley.
I would say that I don't save.
Yeah. So okay, so you may take the bold, generous, or impetuous trait.
Trait. Okay? What pages are the traits on?
I think they're actually a little bit later on. I'd give you a quick name. No, okay.
I'm thinking bold, but this is me in lieu of not knowing what these are.
Yeah, just write that down under traits for now. Okay.
Okay.
When can let's keep going on. Kika, do you save for winter, or do you use what you have when you need it?
Depends on whether or not someone else needs it. I think I might just have to take up generous then.
So, you save for winter, right? Or do you use what you have then? What are you saying? You're generous.
I
Okay,
use what I
yeah.
have specifically
Yeah.
for generous.
Okay. Yep. Cool. And what about Chester?
Saves.
If you save for winter, you increase your nature by 1.
Sweet.
When confronted, this is the next question. When confronted, do you stand your ground and fight, or do you run and hide?
Oh shit! I wonder which one I'll pick. I stand my ground, hands down.
Yep. It's cool. You're fine. You leave your fighter and nature where they are.
Hell yeah.
If you run and hide, you would lose.
Okay, so
increase your nature, but decrease fighter.
So
Kika,
nature
what do
went
you
down
do?
from the first one. Yeah.
Increase
Okay.
No.
fire?
No.
No. You're fine, Henley. Everything stays where it is for you.
Perfect.
Starting
But
fighter.
what if I didn't take any fighter?
Yeah.
I think you just leave fight. It doesn't get answered here. I know in another game it will reduce your health by 1. Which I don't think this game's that mean to you. I just think your fighter skill is fine. You don't have a fighter skill, so ignore the decreasing of it.
Okay, well, I'd probably run and hide.
Cool.
So I don't even
Then-
have fighter skill.
Yeah, and you increase your nature by 1. And what do you do, Chester? Obviously, yeah. Yep, you run and hide. I can only imagine.
Yes. I am
Alright.
nature 2.
Cool. Wait, you're at nature 2?
Yeah, increase it, right? Don't I increase it?
No, increasing your
at 3.
nature increments it. So it goes to 4.
Yeah, you start at 3. So.
Oh, you started
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, sorry. I said that at the very beginning and then I just completely just went
So
off.
I'm at 4 right now. I start at 3.
You went at 3, then you save for winter, so you're at
Yeah.
4,
Yeah,
and then
and I'm
you
at
also
5.
run and hide, so you're at 5.
Sweet.
believe that you're my pupil.
Do you fear? And the last one is: do you fear owls, weasels, and wolves?
Do you fear death?
Henley?
I don't fear anything.
Cool. Then you can take the fearless, brave, or foolish trait. If you already have the same
I
trait,
think I have to pick brave. I think
Yeah.
it's
if you already
nothing
have the same
yeah.
trait, traits have levels themselves, so you could actually get a higher level one.
No, I don't have fearless, foolish, or brave at the moment. But I wish I had brave. I wish I was extra brave right now. But yeah.
What about Ellie?
Like owls, weasels, and wolves conceptually, like how kids fear the boogeyman, or what?
Well, it's not really well, yeah. I mean, they're also real creatures.
I'm sorry, that's fucking hilarious
yeah,
to me.
but, like,
conceptually though, do you feel
owls-
Right
Owls to
now,
wolves
I'm
are
not
yeah.
Like
Oh.
right now, I'm not afraid of sharks, but if I had a shark like coming at me, I'd be scared.
Yeah.
You should be afraid of sharks. I've
No,
swum
this
with
is
them
this is
before.
the
They're
concept.
scary as fuck.
This is without even seeing them. This is the shuddering of your thoughts. When you hear the hoots at night,
The weasels
Not
are constantly
Probably
at
not.
war with the mice, right?
yes.
Plus,
Yeah,
they're
so
all
like have the
weaselly
evil-
and snake-like. You know,
Yeah.
it's spoopy.
Yeah, probably
Fur
not.
snakes. That's
So,
what they're
yeah.
called.
Oh yes, the snake of the fur.
Yes, that's it.
Who
Cool.
could forget?
Can't trust them.
I think we know what Chester's gonna pick.
Yep.
So you have a nature of 6.
I have a nature of 6.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when we roll things like hide and whatnot, you get extra dice. Is that how that works?
If you ever wanted to hide,
Yes.
yeah, you could easily you could roll nature.
If I
And you
wanted
just-
to find something,
I'm
Yeah,
hiding.
If you wanted to do something and you don't have the skill, Chester, you could still roll your nature. But here's something that can happen in the game is if you fail the test, or if you're testing your nature and you succeed in something that's not related. So you could technically, if you don't have armor and you wanted to test armor and you didn't want to learn armor, you could just roll your nature. But because obviously making metalsmithing and stuff is not part of your nature,
it's not a part
your
of
nature
mice.
gets it's called getting taxed. And what happens is that your nature goes to 5 out of 6. And that's your current nature. And so then you'd be
That's why
rolling
there's a
5
pool.
dice.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's a pool system.
All right.
At any given point, if it goes down to 0 and you lose, or if it ever hits to 0, then it goes to your total score goes to 5. But
Okay.
just like any other skill or anything like that, your nature can also level up, like in Skyrim, right?
Sweet.
I feel like I'm going to be more human than human. By the end of this thing.
you do something that's not natural, which is not be afraid of fucking anything,
Hell yeah.
right?
Hell yeah.
Cool. So thank you. That's the big part of nature. The next part, and I can try to explain to you like the value of a high nature versus a low nature, but you won't understand it till play, honestly. And I don't feel
Yeah.
like wasting 10 minutes, right? The next thing to do is your wises, and wises are interesting. Wises are very broad categories of knowledge that you would know. The big way they come into play is that they can serve as help. So, for example, how good, say you're making armor, right? And you're Henley, Huey's making armor, and Chester has he has Lockhaven wise, right?
Okay.
He, instead of helping you with laborer or something like that, you could help with Lockhaven wise, and you could describe being like, we're in Lockhaven, I know where they keep the good material and stuff, so you get raw material and stuff like that, right? And then say you fail making the armor, Henley.
It happens. I mean,
If you help somebody regularly on a test, you're bound to the consequences of failure because you're helping them. That you would suffer some sort of consequence there, Myth Chester, because he was helping them. With laborer, wise protects you from that.
okay.
The best example could be like you're digging a cave. If you had cave wise, you would be the person standing in the back being like, I wouldn't dig it that way.
Yeah.
Would not dig it that way.
Oh, so you're gonna be
And
the
so when
fucking...
the cave collapses, you're like, I told you shouldn't have dug it that way.
Yeah.
So you're still able to help, but you weren't also in the cave in. You know what I mean?
It sounds a lot like being a roadside worker. You're just like, I wouldn't dig that pothole that way. You know.
Yep. Told you.
Okay.
Exactly.
If you were to backseat drive. Or
Yeah, it's backseat driving. That's a good way of putting it.
Exactly.
Only,
Of
only
which skill? Yeah.
cool.
So do we only get to pick from the list here?
No, you could kind of write your own in, but it has to be just clear it with me before you go ahead.
What I'm thinking is
Tenderpaws must choose either Code of the Guardwise or Legends of the Guardwise.
There's only 2?
Yeah, Tenderpaws can start from there.
Okay. So what I'm thinking, Eric, and maybe this is just me talking, and maybe this is me also min-maxing, but I would like to have like a wise where I've taken enough like beatings, enough like I'm covered in scars, yeah, right. So I would like a wise that allows me to sort of mitigate damage in a way a little bit. Is that something possible? Like maybe it's sort of like what's muscle memory or something equivalent to that for is that possible? Like I mean the way you described it was sort of like, you know,
no,
being smarter or whatever, but
war-wise?
Yeah, maybe. Like is that a thing
sense.
in here? Like
yeah, war-wise is a valid one.
yeah. And what does that normally cover?
That would well, that's the thing, is that you will be putting forward, like, you know, back in the war or whatever, such and such thing, and you'd be like, I'm using my war-wise for that.
What about combat wise? Is that something I could pick from?
That's too broad.
Okay.
If you were experienced with fighting a certain enemy,
What about dueling?
dueling wise, yeah, I think I could allow dueling wise.
I mean, I'm thinking mostly about like you know
maybe against one person.
one person. You know,
or like
You should have parried there. Yeah.
sword wise or something,
ooh, sword wise. Yeah, that's not bad.
or weapon wise or something.
Might help a lot with teaching people.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of like weapons and stuff, that might be.
or you, yeah. I'm sorry. You could also just be mouse guard wise.
What does that do? Like anything to do with the mouse guard?
Why is mouse guard?
Yeah. The group of mice known as the mouse guard. You would know. You could be bandit wise.
You know all the rules to the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have access to the player's handbook at all times.
And question the GM.
You carry around this book being like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
According to this book.
Okay.
There is actually a game in Mouse Guard that people play. It's
Okay.
called Swords and Strongholds. Just a fun little fact.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
All right, so
But is there a game inside the game that
Inside Swords and Strongholds. Yeah, it's a role playing game that
Yes.
the chess pieces play
just have recursion going with your RPG?
forever.
It's called
Okay.
People in Politics, and it's it's about humans, and they're trying their best to just live life. Sometimes you wake up and you have to vote. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to try to find the coffee. It's
So it's
usually
pen and paper Sims.
I will
That's it.
go
That's
with
exactly
sword
what it
wise if that's
Mice
okay
love
with
it.
you.
Yeah, Sword Wise is cool.
Yeah, we'll go sword wise.
I mean, I would even let you expand it to weapon wise, so then you know you have halberds, axes, like you know
Okay.
weapons.
No. Are you sure you don't want widget wise
what's widget wise?
or unseasonably warm wise?
just always comfortable, you know. A man of exquisite comfort, you know. A mouse. Do we refer to ourselves as men or mice?
Nice.
Okay, so we say I'm a
Duh.
I am a mouse. I should be able to do this. Like,
Yeah,
okay, all right,
that's a
cool.
very common thing to say.
Great, perfect.
Like,
But
All right.
what's the
Nate-
mouse equivalent of saying, are we men or are we mice?
Are we mice or are we ants? Or
Damn.
fleas?
Are we fleas? I like that. I like that.
Yeah, see?
Or are we cockroaches scurrying around on their bellies?
No, those are huge.
But it doesn't start with M.
Mm,
You don't get any alliteration with that.
it's true.
Yeah, you're right. Are we
So now we
knights
have-
or are we mites?
Ooh,
That's
hey,
good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
that's what he said.
Mites.
It's hard. It's hard though.
Yeah, I
You have
like
to make
it.
sure everybody's on board with that word.
Cool.
Otherwise,
So
you're like,
once-
"Did you say mice
Yeah.
again?"
So yeah, so those are wises. The next thing up are 2 other abilities that we haven't spoke about yet. So this game doesn't track money. Instead, it has what's called resources. Resources represents your ability to pay. You have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know the difference between Code of the Guardwise and Legends of the Guardwise.
Sure. So there's actually a code for the
Only one?
guard. If you ever wanted to have a question about like what I should do in this situation, or like, you know, that sort of thing, I imagine Code of the Guardwise would be pretty good. It's almost like knowing like the legal stuff.
The code is like, well, this is what we do here, and then the other one is, this is what I think we do here.
Yeah.
By the way,
Exactly.
how do we get additional wises? Because it seems like we can add.
Winter.
Okay, when
So
it turns.
this is the fun part.
Okay, yeah.
So the way the game works is that we're going to chronicle through the seasons, and then after a certain point, we're going to hit winter. And then winter, it's a kind of playing this other type of game where we kind of like it's like downtime, and we recall our favorite stories of the year from one another, and that's how we change some traits or get new traits. That's how we get new wises, etc. Or you can get new wises when you use your wise 4 times in a way, and not the same way, because there's different ways you can use your wise. You can use your wise to help somebody. You can use your wise to be like, aha, I know what I need to do, and we can do this other thing. Or you can use your wise in a more dramatic way, which is like the eureka moment, where you just suddenly have a sudden revelation, which I can all talk about much later.
Okay,
You don't have to
cool.
worry about that just yet.
Perfect.
But-
So
For the winter stuff, how will we have time to do that when we're busy manning the wall?
yeah, against White Walkers.
Hey, look, there's only
White weasels.
The White Weasels.
Undead
Albino
weasels.
eyes and their red, weird, clear eyes. Oh my god, there's so many of them.
Is that a snowbank or a
Seriously.
weasel?
We'll never
Good
know.
question. So here's the guard. By the way, here's the guard's oath if we haven't seen it yet. We as guard offer all that we are to protect the sanctity of our species, the freedom of our kin, and the honor of our ancestors. With knowledge, sword, and shield, we do these deeds, never putting a lone mouse above the needs of all, or the desire of self above another. We strive for no less than to serve the greatest good.
Mice.
Yeah, exactly. Where is that?
It's page 19 of the
Great.
book.
Put that to memory.
So I would imagine Legends of the Guard rather than Code. Legends would be some things that maybe
History?
like more, or just like amazing stories of like heroes. right?
Remember Wimbledon Thornberry? How he slew
Yeah.
50 weasels that day?
Like the famous one in the comics is the Black Axe. You know, it's this badass guy who wields this mighty axe.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Be as guard offer all that are protect the sanctifier. Yes.
It's cool.
Exciting.
So
But can I
Tender-
make up fake legends just for fun?
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Nice.
Especially
That's where legends
and
come
like
from,
in
right? So-
character, if you come up with one that's applicable, that would be smart, and it's cool, and it moves the story forward, and it's lovely. That's a great idea.
And then you could also, and the GM could take and be like,
That's
great.
yeah,
Thank you.
that's that exactly.
Story.
And you made my life way easier
Thank you for the
prepping
content.
next session. So thank you.
Exactly.
Eobard Whistlebottom once saved the village of Townhaven by beating the Weasel King in a drinking contest.
And now that's spoilers. That's the rest of the entire season here. So
Nice.
now we have to go find that person. in
How
the
did you
drinking
find
contest.
How did you find my notes?
Get these notes.
Well, you
Why
made
did I
it.
think of a name like Eobard Whistlebottom.
Eobard.
You laugh, but that's literally my name generator right here. So
Mouse
Tender-
Guard name generator.
Yeah. So the next part I want to talk about real quick are 2 little things, and these are actually the abilities, resources, and circles. These are your ability to pay in a way. resources represents your physical, like money, and circles is kind of your social capital. Resources represents literally just how you get material goods and possessions. If you ever wanted to stay in an inn or something like that, or get a drink, it might be an Ob1 resources test. But circles is interesting, and I want to spend a short little moment talking about circles.
What
So
page
circles.
are we on?
Excuse me.
What page are we on?
308.
Thank you.
Circles represents how well connected your character is. There are points in the game where you could be like, I want to find the armorer of this town and talk to them. That could be like a circles test.
Yo. Come here.
If you wanted to conjure up and be like, hey, you know what? I think my friend's visiting in this town. Is it all right if I circles test to see if my friend's here? Be like, yeah, that sounds fair. Here's the difficult. It's like the ability to know NPCs at any moment.
Yeah,
right?
so this never changes until you rank up, right?
Well, no. The resources in circles grows just like any other skill would. Just how health and will could also grow like skills. In order to grow a skill, you must succeed at it a number of times equal to the skill. So if you had a circles of 1, you only need to do 1 circles test before it'll go up to 2.
Okay, so we're
To go from 2 to 3, though, is different. You would need 2 successes and 1 failure. To go to the 3, you would need 3 successes and 2 failures.
So I
right? So it's always the number that it's currently at minus 1 for failures as well.
Okay.
So number of successes equal to the current number, and then minus 1 for failures.
So I'm at 2 and 2, and then you guys are at 1 and 1.
Yeah.
At the start, at least, anyway.
Yep. Cool. Now we're into traits. That's once per session you can invoke your trait positively to give you an additional die. The second, a level 2 trait would allow you to do it twice per session. And a third rank would actually just give you an additional success to all rolls related to the trait.
Sweet, I
Just
like
cool.
it.
So choose something you learn. So all players get 1 check from this. Get 1 check from this list. So
Okay, so you get a free one. I'm picking
Yeah.
Brave. Like straight up. So does that go to level 2 then? If it's at level 1?
yes, it
already?
does. It goes to level 2.
So brave. So brave.
You can. Yep. This is called you're reinforcing a trait, or you can pick something new.
No, I'm brave as fuck, bro. Let's go. There's some good ones in here though. Jaded. I don't know how you'd use that positively, but skinny.
That's
good. Is there one for fat?
Yeah. Which I totally
What's
have.
the fat one
It's-
called?
I don't think it's from that list though.
Rotund?
No, it's called fat. It's underneath the extrovert.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Shit. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like what? You'd use that to like bounce someone away or like no idea. Nice.
No, you're just a big mouse.
Yeah.
Big soft boy.
I'm good at
You
slowing
could
down.
block someone going down a corridor. You could sit on someone.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Oh my god.
I'm good at gaining the momentum in inclines.
Tripping and falling and becoming a
Sledding
vicious
is
boulder.
really good. If you're fat. I'm not aerodynamic.
Cool.
And I sing.
Then tender paws also get an additional one.
Oh shit.
Tender paws. Choose something you learned or inherited from your parents, and you
Yeah.
choose this from the next list.
Fucking nerf tender paws. Jesus.
Tender paws. Yeah, tender paws give you a lot of stuff early. But
All
all
our
there's
numbers are shit. Yeah.
yeah, your numbers are shit. Exactly, your numbers are shit.
What is deep ear?
I think you're able to hear well.
Probably listening, yeah.
I would imagine it's listening related.
Like
And
ear to
you
the
can Try to
ground.
find that.
I was lost. Suspicious. I was fat, but I learned skinny.
That means you can just suck it in whenever you want, you know?
right, son. It's probably best if you just, do that thing with your teeth, shouldn't you?
Okay, Dad.
Like that Simpsons episode
We're meeting the
whenever
neighbors. Yeah,
when they
exactly.
get on the bus and then a woman walks on and all their
Yeah.
they release the fat, and then when a woman walks in, they suck it back up again. Like, yeah.
Mice with the deep ear trait have keen hearing, but it does make them susceptible to loud noises and the general din of the big cities. Fat, times are lean in the territories, but a few mice manage to put on the stones, usually by hanging around the bakery.
Oh.
Jaded. Life in the guard hardens some mice and makes them callous. This protects them from the folly of youthful ideals and heroism, but it also makes them stubborn regarding new ideas.
What does Brave say? Just read Brave. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So
Brave. The brave never hesitate to step into the unknown. They are susceptible to wild tales of far-off places and dangerous adventurers. Brave mice almost universally detest being called cowards. It's the surest way to earn their ire.
How about fat?
Perfect.
Oh, I read Fat.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry.
Times are lean in the territories, but a few mice manage to put on the stones, usually by hanging around the bakery.
Great.
And wolf snout.
Yes, that's a fun trait. Some mice have an extremely keen sense of smell. These mice are said to have the wolf snout, a reference to the mouse's most feared enemy and most dangerous predator. The trait is useful when hunting, but a mouse with this gift must take care that he does not become savage and bestial like the wolves themselves.
Oh, damn. What if you have high nature and wolf snout?
Yeah.
Or low nature and wolf snout, then you turn to a wolf.
Damn.
You're
Just
a,
like-
you're a
I
weremouse.
feel like I'm
Werewolf
turning into
mouse.
a mouse.
Into a
A wolf,
giant
and he's just
dog.
like, yeah, just wearing tiny little mouse armor.
Yep.
Could you read me fiery?
Oh yeah.
You are a flaming mouse.
You are.
Constantly on fire.
You are literally on fire.
You should see a doctor.
Well, good thing I am a doctor.
Truth.
I lost the page. Here we go. I'm almost there. You said fiery, right?
Yes.
Fiery mice know how to stir up a crowd, but they are quick to anger.
Henley's character is pretty much Marty McFly. Yeah. I'm okay with that. That's
No
fine.
one calls me. You just call me Yella.
Yeah.
Call me a
Hey,
flea.
you spilled mustard on
It's
your
gonna be
fur.
so easy to motivate you.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude, I planned on that.
What, are you coward?
No, sir, I am not. I will go into that snake's mouth. I will fight my way out from his stomach.
Oh.
Inside. Exactly.
I will cut my way out from the inside.
He doesn't know that skin's the same on the inside as it is on the out.
Saw that today, like right before.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Cool. Those are the last things we need to do in terms of the mechanical parts.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is our name, our fur color, and if we haven't named our mentors and stuff, also a friend. Decide if your mouse has a good friend who can be relied upon. Give them a name, pick a
Ingrid
profession,
Jellywheat.
So I'm curious about cloak color.
and pick where they where do they live? Where are they from?
Yeah. So what is? Tell me about cloak color, because I'm
Sure.
gonna be white and scarred with red cloak. Does that
So-
mean anything?
You have like the red eyes.
No,
too,
this
like
is
you're an albino?
when you graduate as a mouse guard, your mentor gives you a cloak.
Okay.
This is a cloak that they think is significant for you.
Okay. So it's nothing. It's,
Alright.
There's no like, if you're red, you're this, and if you're, it's not like
Well-
Jedi sabers, crystal colors
Oh.
or whatever. No.
It kind of could be in a
build
way.
one cloak. You have to go find the crystal.
Yeah.
Your mentor crafted this for you because they think it fits you, not just like actually physically tailored, but because it fits your personality.
Okay.
What color is it and why? And what part of your personality made your mentor decide on that color?
Ooh.
Oh, I was gonna go red, but like tattered, and it would be like a hand-me-down rather than crafted.
Yeah.
Like it was someone.
Yeah,
else-
that's a
someone-
great one.
Someone's cloak that was like
A
also
famous-
maybe like a famous warrior or something like that, but he died, and then his
Yeah.
cloak was like, maybe it's my mentor's mentor, you know, and
Yeah.
he hand me his.
was your
cloak.
mentor a fighter?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah, then that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you're not going to be able to leave that shit there. I'm not telling you come up with the story on the spot right now, but definitely think about whose cloak it originally was.
Yeah, it's like an heirloom sort of thing. I would say more than anything. So
Yeah, like I said, like when you graduate to be a mouse guard, you have to walk through the hall of cloaks. These are all the cloaks of fallen mouse guard before you. It's a lot of cloaks.
is it possible then that I would have an heirloom like that, or is it not
Absolutely.
possible? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it was recovered, and this is, yeah, and they had it, and then their mentor had it, and now you had it. Like, it's worn down, it's weathered out, but yeah, this is this very same cloak.
Yeah.
The cloak of goodwill.
Yeah, Farrell just posted a picture from, I guess, a Redwall comic of a mouse like piercing the skull of
that's
a snake.
Mouse Guard. That's Mouse Guard. That's from the first episode. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
He's piercing a snake through his skull, through his mouth.
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
it.
and he gets stuck in the mouse.
Fuck yeah.
Mouth. Yeah.
You know what? That's my character. That's Huey. Boom, right there. Boom. Except he's white. But yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Right. So you have a red cloak?
Red cloak and it's tattered.
Okay. What about lithium?
I thought Tenderpaws don't get cloaks yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We don't have a mentor
Well,
yet.
yeah.
Or we do have a mentor.
You're gonna get my cloak.
It depends on what part of your tender.
for?
It depends on what part of your tender paw process is.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could say you could either have a one or not. It's completely up to you. If you want, we might be able to do like the first adventure tonight, and that could actually be the part where you get your cloak.
I
That
like
sounds
it.
fun.
Sweet.
So
I'm down
perhaps
for
we don't
that.
have one yet.
And then Chestnut Wildebrand can bestow upon me a cloak, befitting of
Yeah.
my personality.
I don't
Yeah.
have a cloak at all. And that's until Henley's character thinks it's correct when I would get mine.
Are you gonna? Yeah, I'm curious to see what that is gonna be.
Yeah, when it's gonna happen, if it does.
Cool. So did you guys select a friend and an enemy and where they typically are or anything like that?
I already did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Graham Pussy Willow was a bully growing up.
Pussy Willow.
Yep, he's a fiery name. He's actually probably from where I'm from, Spruce Tuck, as well, because I was a small town boy. And my best friend growing up, I've actually always kind of had a crush on her, was Ingrid Jellywheat.
Oh, that's Jellywheat is such a fucking adorable name.
Oh,
Cute.
All
that
right.
is that is lovely.
Friend zoned in my entire life. So
Yeah. I assume then Ingrid is also from Spruce Tuck.
yeah, small town boy, just
Yeah.
everybody's friend.
All right, so my enemy is Dimitri, the town guards mouse from Port Simic. Has red
Sumac? Yeah.
has red fur, and the friend is Faye, an orator from. Let me just read this off here. Windhelm has beige fur.
Where's Wildham?
I just randomly rolled a character, so you know. Go team.
No.
I mean,
No,
if
I have
we're
no
looking,
idea where Windhelm's
if
from.
we're looking at the map, I don't know.
I just searched the whole thing. Windhelm isn't in place.
Okay, then she can be from Root Wallow.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
Easy.
Easy.
What's up the top frostic, erotic. What's the top one?
Yeah.
I'm
Frost.
from erratic. Where are you from?
I think it's Frostic.
Frostic. Okay.
Frostic. Nice.
Like I said, like this is kind of around like northern Michigan, Ontario area, like
Okay.
in terms of climate.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it. And I'm on the map. I was like, okay.
So it's pretty cold. Yeah. Like I mean, so it's not actually like literally there, but
Yeah.
in terms of the like if you wanted to evoke natural type things, think of like northern North America.
I like to think that it's actually This is
the
like
desert.
a small puddle, or like a couple of these are like puddles and like a small coast of a pond, and that is actually where this entire place is, just in modern day, like
Yeah, just like a national park.
yeah. They're just like, oh, welcome to the mouse territories. And it's just them having their thing, and like, what's that giant dragon? That's a helicopter.
So what's the actual verbiage for belief that we need to put in here?
Yeah, that's a good one. So this is so Rootwall is home to a family of silk harvesters, which is cool.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Maybe her cloak is like silken.
So let's talk about beliefs. Okay.
I
Okay.
have my enemy and my friend, though.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's look. Okay. Who's
My
your friend?
enemy- My
All right,
friend
yeah.
is Tulip Tendertail, a hunter who is the first person that Ellie met when coming to become a guard's mouse. And basically, they've just become like really quick best friends in their
Mhm.
training, even though they're different specialities. They always meet up and hang out. And her enemy is Renewin Berrythorn, who is a manipulator who sort of came up in Ivydale, which is her own town, and is sort of just a shady character and likes to grift people. He's well known in Ivydale now, so he goes to other towns to sort of,
Like a con artist, kind of.
yeah, work his cons.
Like just grifter.
Good
Yeah.
God, your
Okay.
names. Your names are just ridiculous. Where do you come up with them? Like,
I just make them up.
God damn it.
Good, a good name.
That's really good. They're really good. Bernowin. Tulip.
Thank you.
Graham Pussy Willow.
I'm just like, I don't know, Bob.
Bob Berethor
Yeah.
of the House of Berethors.
Bob Bobbington, the Bobs. From the Bobs.
So what does Graham do? What's Graham? He's a bully, but what's his occupation?
He classic bully story. He hasn't gone anywhere with his life. What are the professions? Let's see.
He could
Just,
be
you know,
a
it's just-
fighter.
Make one up.
Is he in a gang?
Oh man, I like the idea that Chester grew up around like really like strong fightery types. You know, like very loud, boisterous personalities, but he himself is like meek.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say he's a cobbler. I know that's not a thing, but yeah, let's do. He's a cobbler.
Sure, it's a laborer.
yeah, laborer. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, he's a construction worker.
Yeah. There you go. It makes money, but I mean, like, it doesn't. Is it really
Yeah, it's a
worth it?
job. It's a job.
But yeah, that's what he does now. Old Graham Pussy Willow. Ingrid, she is a scientist. She works for the people who concoct the scents for the scent wall. So she's actually a well-known scientist, scententist amongst in Spruce Tuck, and she's got it going for her. But of course, Chester is still pining over her.
Mm.
We'll just
No,
have
that's
like
good.
one session that's a side story of trying to help Chester get a date.
Yeah, it's just
Or you
That
simply
would-
need to be brave and walk
That
up
would
to
be
her.
a really good. Yeah, that would be a good one. All right.
cloak.
Yeah.
Go ask her out.
Yeah.
What? No. Awesome. I still got things beliefs. Oh man.
Ooh, I just thought of something really awesome about the red cloak, by the way. Maybe my mentor's mentor had it because he used it to infuriate his enemies. Goad them into attacking him. Which is why it's all tattered.
Yeah.
Or it could be that they couldn't, they couldn't see that he was bleeding, so he would look tough and impervious no matter what.
Damn, I like that. That's
Oh.
cool.
That's why my pants are brown.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Yellow.
All right. So let's talk about the next part. And this is kind of one of the biggest parts of the game. This is your belief, your instinct, and your goal. The way every session is structured is that we do a previously on mouse guard, right? And one of you guys actually gives us the prologue from what happened last week, and you can actually recover some health stuff from that.
Okay.
Following that, you get assigned a mission, or we just follow up from the whatever we were doing last time, right? And after we talk, we say what that is. You write your goal based on that.
Okay, so goals are per mission then, yeah?
Yeah, goals. So are beliefs and instincts. Everything is on a per session basis.
Okay.
All right. So one of the big things here then is what you're going to do when you write a goal is this is going to be kind of like a philosophical judgment statement that your character is making, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about maybe writing a goal. So this is like a statement that this is a thing that my character believes. All right, or excuse me, a belief, right? This is a core thing what your character believes, or it's a stance. Is actually what I'm thinking of the word. It's a stance. It's something you'll try to act in accordance to it as much as you can, but then sometimes you'll be forced to even act against it, right?
Okay.
This is your chance as a player to tell me what you're interested in.
I think mine's pretty simple. It's
right. Don't tell me the guard is good isn't a good belief. A better belief would be the mice of the territories must know that the guard is good.
Okay.
Right.
So
is it a higher purpose that drives your character?
Can this be about yourself? Because the first thing that comes to mind is that bravery is something that can be passed on, and I must lead by example. And with these, what do they call them? The
tender paws.
Tender paws, yeah. Bring them. Show tender paws what true bravery is, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. With knowledge, sword and shield, we do these deeds, especially sword, right, or something like that. These are good beliefs, right?
Yeah, sure.
Something at all, I don't want to write your belief for you, but that's a guard. Here's some examples from characters. A guard mouse never gives up no matter the danger. Another one is the best solution is always found at the point of my sword.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Or a guard mouse needs to be able to think with their head and act with their heart. Right. That's what I'm saying. So we'll get better together writing good beliefs. Right. They don't have to be perfect starting off, and you're also not bound to it for the rest of the game.
Sure. Okay.
In fact, rewriting your beliefs each session is probably a good thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Gives character development.
Yeah. Exactly. And the quicker I'm letting you behind the curtain as a GM, when you write your beliefs, the faster you write your beliefs, I will make a session that involves your beliefs, guaranteed. You can count on that. I will tailor it so that you guys are feeling challenged in a way. Okay.
Okay.
Good beliefs also can be written that incorporate other characters into your beliefs, right?
Sure. Yeah. I think something to do with bravery.
You have a tender paw. You have a tender paw with you, right?
Yeah.
I need to demonstrate to him, right?
Bravery is something much. My mentor showed me writing these beliefs are fucking hard. It's definitely not something.
It gets easier.
Yeah.
It absolutely gets easier. Or actually, you get stronger. Is what it happens.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Is that cool?
We'll just go with that. Yeah.
Does anyone need help workshopping something they're thinking about right now?
This is mine.
So go ahead.
So this one's mine. Tell me if it's good. I will become a mouse. The mouse my parents want to see. The mouse of bravery and integrity. One that will not flee. A guard mouse always gets the girl. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And that changes too, right?
Yes.
So I mean,
absolutely.
like, this is, going into the game, that is what I guess always gets
Yeah.
gets a family. I guess is probably cool too. But so this will change and morph, of course, depending. And the same with the goal and the instinct as well. Actually, instinct is probably a little more permanent,
Yeah.
but the goal will go from
Goal
mission
will
to
also
mission.
change from mission to mission based on the
Yeah.
mission.
Cool. It's more specific than like belief is your personality and like how you think overall.
Yeah.
With like how your character would think of a situation, but your goal is what your character wants for that session or for that mission, excuse me. And then instinct is how the reaction is going to be. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So instincts in this game are a little bit more tricky. It's kind of like a macro that your character has, right?
Mhm.
So for an example, so they almost are always written in if-then statements or always or never statements, right? They are like, for example, always draw my sword when I'm in trouble would be one, right?
Okay. That's
And
interesting.
you get experience in this game in the form of experience points when instincts come up. If your instinct comes up and you played into it, you get rewarded for it, right?
All right, so here's my belief. I shall not hesitate in life or combat, as they should be treated as the same thing.
Never hesitate is yeah. And you never hesitate in life is perfect. Yeah, that's a fantastic. In fact, that's a good belief too. Instincts can easily become beliefs.
I have that as my belief, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Yeah.
For my instinct, though, it would probably be something along the lines of,
That's super good.
I will put my body in between danger and my friends, because my body is stronger than my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, your instinct is always to protect your party members, right? Yeah, it's a good one. Always protect always protect my in danger, right?
Yeah, I'll put my body between danger and my friends. Because
How that
my
I could see
body's
that mechanically working out is I could definitely see if there's like a consequence or whatever, you take the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you wanted to, well, I'm not going to tell you that when that happens. Instincts are something that you need to tell me when you're doing it. You need to step up as a player. I'm telling you that as a GM. Tell me, like, hold on, totally want to use my instinct, like hold on. So I step up and you just describe what's going on. Right?
Perfect. Yeah.
And do that. I won't be telling you to be like, this is a good time to use your instinct. I'm not like the fairy from Zelda. Right?
Yeah. No, I got you, boo.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I wrote something up. Not sure if it's good or not.
Okay.
But I have a functioning society is the only thing that keeps us from being food in a harsh wilderness. We must all play our roles for a society to function. If I cannot perform my duties, no matter the circumstances, then I fail all of society and myself.
That's a good one. That's a really good belief.
Excellent.
Cool. So these are good ideals to follow. Kiko, are you working on? Do you have an instinct yet, or?
No, I'm still trying to think of one.
I have an instinct.
Here's some example. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Never wish to kill a creature again, bug, weasel, big or small.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Again?
Yeah, because he killed bees on accident when they stung him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to
Yeah.
kill him. That's good. Some examples
And
are
in his
also.
eyes, he thinks he did kill them,
Yeah.
even though it was just their defense and they were attacking him. So he's just like,
If there's work to be done, always offer help. Draw my sword at the first sign of trouble, or always consult. My party member. Like always consult if you're, especially if you're a tender paw. Like always consult my mentor before when trouble arises. Right. Cool. Cool. That's whatever you write up. I'm going to be using to challenge us. This is how you get rewarded. And this is also very important. So writing good beliefs is how you get rewarded for them, right? If you act on your belief during the session, so at the end of the session, we do a quick little recap of, hey, did you act on your belief? And then you get to defend if you did, or volunteer and be like, I totally did when I did this or whatever. If you act on your belief, you can earn a fate point. I will describe what that is later.
Mm-hmm.
If you work towards your goal, you earn a fate point. If you played your instinct, if your instinct came up, you get a fate point, right? Then you can get the larger type of category of points called persona points. If you accomplish your goal, you get it at the end of the set. By the end of the session, you get a persona point. If you end up playing against your belief, you get a persona point. This is the point. This is the dramatic moment when like you're like, I know it's the opposite. That's true, right? You can earn persona point for that.
Okay.
All right. The other three ways of getting persona points is if you're the most valuable player for the session. That's like when you have like that clutch roll, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Workhorse is the person who basically got everyone through all like the tough stuff, that had the right skill at the right time, always was like helping and like really like shoring up everybody. That's a way to get persona. And then the last one is embodiment. Embodiment is sort of like the role play one. Did you play your character convincingly when they have conditions on them, right? More than one person can have embodiment, but not the whole group.
Right.
Okay. So like these are the ways you get rewarded, and how those rewards get spent in the game is something I haven't talked to you yet, but that's okay because I think we can learn that through play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Okay.
So we can grind our teeth a little bit going through this blind. Okay. So just give me 1 second. Perfect. Okay. So if we're not
yet.
What?
We don't need a goal yet. No goals. Goals?
No,
goals.
because
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the setup for the mission, and then we're going to write our goals based on
Adorable.
that. Okay.
Sweet. Magical.
Perfect.
Okay. So, here's what's going to happen. This is the fall.
Do we do gear first, or how do we do gear?
Oh, we haven't done gear yet. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets a weapon, and then a personal effect of some kind.
So
that
there
could be like
are
rope or a musical instrument or a map. Something that you also carry on you, because mice don't really carry backpacks. This isn't a game about inventory management. You just kind of carry a little bit of stuff with you.
Bag of holding.
Yeah.
That's mine. So let's say
There's a
we
list of
wanted to
weapons
write
that we can.
stuff.
Yeah, there's
What would,
shield, knife, sword, staff, spear, hook, and line.
Yeah, if you want to write
halberd,
stuff,
sling,
a
bow.
book and quill.
You
is
say
in-
quill, but what feather is that small? Is it
Don't
is
worry
it a
about
quill? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
Yeah,
is
but
it
they
like
probably.
all right.
Well, I think they probably make multiple quills or something out of a single feather.
Oh yeah. You could pluck it off of the feather and then make. Okay. That's all right. I
And then
have to know
shave
these
it down.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Could be from like a kiwi
or
or a finch.
or maybe it's from a bug.
Exotic. Oh yeah, it could be like a bug leg.
Yeah.
And when you write, the leg just moves up and down.
So
Poaching.
yeah, you could totally have a fanny pack.
How do you feel about having some sort of like armor? Like actually mentioning
Yeah, there's
armor.
dude. You're an armorer. You
Yeah.
probably do have armor, and it seems like it's very important to your character too, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, absolutely. So let me tell you what armor does. There's two
Okay.
types of armor. I think there's light and heavy armor.
Probably heavy if we're being realistic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Here they are. Okay. So, light armor. Light armor is heavy. It this is what you need to know. So, let me give you the advantage of it first. So, light armor can actually give your character extra essentially hit points during fights.
Okay.
Which I'll describe. That's the easiest way of describing it right now. The problem with that is that they're heavy. Wearing armor is heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you ever were recovering from having the tired condition, it's harder, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So the other things to do here with heavy armor, the consequence to this is the advantage for heavy armor. So let me start with the pro. So while light armor might give you a little bit of extra hit points for one fight, heavy armor will reduce damage per blow throughout a fight.
Okay.
So like there's sort of like a resistance thing to it, right?
It takes away from damage. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. So like each turn it reduces damage. The problem with wearing heavy armor is that it's clumsy. It's also hard for you to like sneak and stuff with it, right?
Oh yeah. Makes sense.
The other part is that it's heavy, just like light armor. That if you're wearing it, it's hard to recover.
Yeah, I'm cool with both those things happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. What? Well, how I describe what's going on with the hit points of a battle and stuff like that, we'll probably see in our sample adventure real quick. So don't worry too much. We'll get to it.
Okay. And there's no difference between the weapons, just thematic stuff mostly.
No, there's a difference between weapons, and we should talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
We could wait. I'll repeat it for myth. But here are some things you need to know about weapons. All right. So here are some example weapons that you could have. You can have a sword, an axe, a bow, a hook and line, a mace, a shield, a sling, a spear, a staff, or a halberd. So weapons do different things that help you out in certain conflicts.
I heard it all. We're good.
Yeah.
Let me repeat.
Cool. So a sword, the S word, is basically the jack of all trades weapon. It can help you with anything you needed to do. An axe is really good at helping you attack, but it's not good for helping you defend. A bow is really good at getting setting up people. It's also really good in a regular fight, like one-on-one. So when we fight in this game, we're not doing a turn by turn, you're taking hit point damage. It's actually the whole fight happens and we narrate parts of the fight. And then the end. And so like if you're trying to shoot someone with a bow and stuff, you totally do damage with the bow. But depending if you wanted to actually like use your bow to set up other people to have like a better advantage, like distract somebody or like get them in a better spot or something like that. Like that's how you actually end up using things. Bows are really good at that. Hook and line. Hook and line's tricky. It's kind of like a bow where it's really good for you for helping set people up. Maces ignore armor. Shields are really good for defense. Go figure. Slings are kind of like bows, but more useful when it's raining. Spears are also good at defending. Staffs are good at kind of being a little bit like tricksy with them.
Sure.
So,
is there any reason, like for example, could I have a big sword?
Pick what's cool.
Yeah, I want a big sword. I want a big claymore or something like that. You know, big fuck off sword. But is there any reason for that happening over, say, a sword that's one-handed? Like,
well, is then there what I would say is I would make it a halberd, right? I would give it the mechanical effects of a halberd is just described as a spear, because a halberd is versatile and bulky, right? It requires two hands to use, right? It's useful. So it gives you some certain effects that a regular sword wouldn't. Okay. If you want a big old sword, otherwise you could just say you have a sword, and just get the bonus of a regular sword. It's just fictionally two-handed.
Oh, I mean, what's the sword is just good at everything or mediocre at everything?
Yeah. So think of it. So let me break it down. In a conflict, when you're fighting, or if you're in a deep like argument and you're trying to convince somebody of something, the game comes down to what's essentially like a kind of a rock paper scissorsy effect, where you will be setting up a combat action, whether that's attacking. So if you're trying to attack someone in a persuading conflict, you're trying to get them to see your side, right? If you're defending in a conflict, in a fighting conflict, you're trying to make sure no harm comes to you, right? Instead of stopping the other group, you're trying to stop the other group from achieving their goal rather than you trying to achieve your own goal, if that makes sense, right?
Okay.
So
you know what? Let's just go with the halberd.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just go with the halberd.
Pick what's cool. Pick what's cool for you right now, and then we'll fix it in post.
Yeah,
it's easier than explaining everything in this vacuum where it doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, so we'll go with the sword, but it has the mechanical benefits of the halberd.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just imagine Huey just being like this big hulking like fucking like thing on the battlefield, which is just like, yeah, I'm here to cause damage, and when I pull the sword out and put it onto the table, it sort of like breaks the table. That's the sort of thing I'm imagining with this guy. He's just like,
you're this hulking fucking Final Fantasy sword.
Yeah, guts. That's what I'm thinking. From Berserk or something like that. So
yeah. All right. With that being said, do we all have items? Like, do we have a personal effects and a weapon of some kind?
Yeah. I don't know what I'd put for another item. I'll think of it as we play, I guess. But I would probably have something, maybe. Like, I don't know, maybe a flask or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. No problem.
Could I have like a bag of like some dried, maybe medicinal herbs?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Bag of herbs and stuff, and poultices and stuff. Totally.
I have like a buckler and a honey jar filled with honey from Spruce Tuck.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a sling for my weapon.
Oh, that's fucking cool. So we got a shield user, two-handed sword dude, and a sling user. That's fucking awesome.
Cool.
I like it.
Okay, so I think we're ready to begin. You guys, so it's the fall. We have just finished the recruiting and training section through summer and fall of this year. The weather is very clear and crisp. The leaves of the trees of Lockhaven have turned colors from the vibrant greens to a collage of oranges and yellows and reds of this maple. You guys, the three of you, have assembled in the courtyard of Lockhaven. Woken up. I imagine it's almost like dawn, right? Like almost like right butt crack early of the day. The matriarch of the Mouse Guard themselves has come down to give you guys a mission. Gwendolyn is her name. She's wearing she's an older mouse. She has gray all around her whiskers and such, but she's almost always kind of wearing shades of blue, like a very like light pale colored blue. Carries like a gnarled staff. Mouse Guard is what she says. I assume you guys are at attention. I need you to do something for us. I need you to patrol the trail between Root Wallow and Barkstone. See, a grain peddler has gone missing. We need you to find them. What say you?
What's
Gladly.
the grain peddler's name?
Corey.
Quarry. Is that with a K or a C?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah, I don't want to offend by spelling the wrong name, sir.
The reason why I woke you up so early is because the journey from Lockhaven to the roads between Root Wallow are arduous, to say the least.
What do you mean by arduous? Like, is that like are you talking about like it's dangerous, or is it like it's uphill both ways? Like
both ways, and then some.
So it's a dangerous hill.
Yeah.
How can it be both ways? Okay, hold on.
He like goes deep into thought.
She eyes Huey being like, this kid, right?
I just sort of look at her and I'm just like,
when we go there, right?
he's educated. Don't worry about it.
I mean, obviously, you can't have it go both ways, because if you're going down, you have to go down one way at least. Because if it's uphill both ways, or at least one way, I'm gonna be
Chester.
huffing it. Yeah,
Chester.
Yes, I'm sorry.
She just like stares at you like a dog.
I'm sorry, and I like do the Mouse Guard salute. With
You're
my little
doing
hands.
it. Yeah, you're doing it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
We've talked about how much you talk, Chester.
Huey, Huey, I need to speak to you privately
Aye.
before you leave.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go follow her. I guess she walks off in some direction. I'll follow.
So Gwendolyn pulls you aside, and she says, "The grain peddler might also be a spy. Word has reached me that he might have secrets to the layouts of Lockhaven. I need you to determine if there's any truth to this matter or not."
Am I allowed to take an ear?
Obviously, we all at the table hear this, right?
Yeah.
Just understood that this is a special thing for Huey.
No matter.
I leave it to you to discuss with your group. Right?
Okay. So we can take an ear. It doesn't matter. He'll talk.
Says if it comes to that.
It generally does, ma'am.
Okay. So I think at that point, we're ready to write our session goals.
Okay.
Right. So a grain peddler is missing. Examples, goals here don't actually have to be necessarily about the grain peddler. You could pick something such as, I will protect. I make sure no harm comes to somebody. Right. That's also a pretty valid goal.
All right, mine's pretty easy. Corey will talk, no matter the cost.
So, I mean, basically, wait. When you say that, you mean you're gonna find evidence, or like you're gonna determine if there's something afoul afoot?
Yeah. My
Okay. Sure.
Ideally, when I say Corey will talk, I mean he will spill the beans as to what he knows.
Yeah.
More than
Cool.
anything. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. So, that's a solid belief. What's everyone else at right now?
We'll do this duty for the guard, and we'll document the events, the arduous quote-unquote events, as well as draw a diagram of both inclines.
I was about to say you should do something about the inclines.
Yeah,
You're way ahead of me.
He's gonna map it out and make sure he's gonna and prove them wrong.
Yeah. So you said it was between what? Root Wellow, which is here, and what was the other one? Copperwood? Over here?
No. It's between Root Wallow and Barkstone.
Barkstone.
I can grab both of them on the map. Oop-a-doop.
Oh, all the way over here. Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
It's literally this whole journey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which is why they need you to get an early start.
Yeah, yeah. Where are we right now? We're in Lockhaven?
Yeah, you're in Lockhaven right now. Starting next week, I'll get a little like party token set up so we can follow like where we are in the map.
Nice. I like it.
Okay.
Like a little mouse paw pointing.
Yeah. Cool. So we all have goals now. What was Ellie's?
To find and protect the peddler and impress the guard.
That you did a good job. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Sure. So I think now that we cut back. I think Gwendolyn has finished talking to Huey and says to you two, now Huey will take good care of you on this journey. This is a very important mission for the guard, and this perhaps will be your last one as ungraduated Tenderpaws.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was her last one. Like it was. Yeah, okay, I got it. Thank you.
Stop talking.
So, best
Ellie
of
has
luck.
just been standing at attention this entire time, like saluting.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little bit of perspiration showing up at this point, or like.
Yep.
It's like best of luck.
Yeah, her
Good
body
finding.
starts shaking nervously.
Cool.
You will have your capes by the end of this.
So, we have been on the road for quite some time. You've started your mission from Lockhaven to Root Wallow and been following the trail. You've gone through Copperwood before you finally started hearing mentions of a grain peddler passing through Copperwood not that long ago. So if you this is your chance to try to catch the grain peddler. I'm going to need somebody. I realize I colored it like green on top of that background, which is like the worst idea I think I've ever had in my entire life. Right. So there we go. So I need somebody here to go ahead and lead the search for the grain peddler around this point now. Mechanically, this is a scout test, but who wants to step up and fictionally
I'm
move this
up.
forward?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You a scout?
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2
Yeah.
scouts.
Do
Scout.
it.
So yeah, so Ellie, what does this look like when Ellie is looking around? So imagine this trail. This is a well-worn trail, which I believe this main stretch between Pebblebrook and Shorestone is one of the most well-traveled roads outside of all the major roads leading to Lockhaven. So it's a probably pretty far width road. You're flanked by like large trees and grasses. You know, it's once again, it's clear and crisp. The sun has been up now.
I think she would mostly like be scurrying up and down the path, like checking the sides of it for any signs of like obvious broken branches, maybe like a bunch of tracks going off the pathway, like torn cloth, just signs that obviously someone had departed from the trail, or maybe if there was
A campsite or
an
something.
appearance
like that?
of maybe like an ambush or a scuffle.
Okay, so you're looking, yeah. So you're looking for signs of fighting of something.
Yeah,
Okay.
or if there's something less obvious, like maybe somebody wandered off for some reason,
Yeah.
but that's harder to spot probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So, so you're going to be doing a scout test.
Yeah.
When you do a scout test, here's some things you need to know to making a test. So I have this kind of old flow chart that it's probably unreadable unless you are starting out. But so since this is a scout test, in the middle part for basis for skill tests, you do have the skill. So let's look at some modifiers here.
This is the flowchart
So-
thing here? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
So some ways to build up this pool of dice. So you have a scouting of 2, right?
Yes.
Will Huey and Chester like to help you?
Scouting? What does that need?
Yeah.
Because there was the...
I can use my nature and look for grain shells, like grain casings or something.
So you can't help with nature.
So scouting, right?
If Ellie was using nature to find them, you could then help with nature.
I have
nature helps
Pathfinder?
help nature.
I can
skills help skills.
I can help with Pathfinder, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scout.
But then what does that look like when you guys are helping her?
It's probably for me. It's mostly like, probably like maybe there's old maps that the Mouse Guard have access to, like of like hunting trails and that sort of stuff. Maybe like campsites that like people camp a lot along these roads because you said this was one of the more traveled roads.
Well
right?
traveled. Yeah.
So maybe there's a lot of known campsites somewhere along this path, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
And
that's,
you heard, and you know that that they're probably nearby at this point. You should be catching them any day now, based on your pace and what the reports were from the town you were.
do we know what he has with
Copperwood.
him? sort of thing?
He's a grain peddler, so he's probably carrying a cart, like he's holding the cart with it has 2 wheels behind him, and it's loaded with sacks of grain.
Okay, so he would probably have to like camp somewhere. All right, yeah. So what do I need to do to help?
Just describe for us how you were helping, which you did by consulting your knowledge from the guard of other like side trails and such like that, and you're helping with Pathfinder. So that's enough.
Okay.
So so Ellie will now have an additional die. Now is Chester going to help as well?
I can, yeah. I have scout.
Okay. Are you doing the same thing as Ellie, or are you doing something special or different?
I'm probably gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
What is it that you were doing again? Sorry. See if it even fits. Ellie, what is Ellie doing?
I was just checking the
Oh yeah, the
roadsides
yeah,
and stuff.
doing some tracking
Yeah.
stuff. Uh, I feel like he would probably, cause I don't think he'd have like that tracking thing. He'd probably start doing a bit of like a forage thing, but like he's sniffing around the area and he's like sniffing for food and maybe even trace of grain, because
Yeah.
I mean, he knows food, and he
Did
knows.
one of you take the wolf snout? Or
No. I don't have wolf snouts, but like that's like what I'm gonna like that's what he's doing. He's like tasting the twigs,
air.
and he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. Where's this grain? I've had this before.
Cool. All right. So then you're up to 4 dice. Some other things you can do. Do you have a trait that you want to call on and describe how it comes into play? You can use a trait positively here, or you can use a trait negatively.
I don't know. Like, could hard worker play into this in any way? Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
but-
extremely persistent about it and will not stop. And if I don't find anything, I'll eventually start like climbing trees to look around.
Sure. Yeah. Something like, you've been at it all day, but you're tireless at it, right?
Yes.
Sure. Exactly. That's it. That's all you. So now that's an additional die.
Nice.
Mark that you're using it positively on your sheet. But then you're started at 2, you're at 4, so that's 5 dice. No, right? And you're going to be going against the grain peddlers. This is going to be what's called a versus test, and the difficulty is that I'm going to be rolling the grain peddler's nature against you, and so you're going to roll your 5 dice. I'm going to roll my dice, and we'll see who wins, and we'll see what happens from there.
just so I'm
Okay?
all caught up, how are you doing the test rolls?
The macro.
Yeah, how are you doing the macro? Is there a pop out or something?
Yeah, it's called dice.
I don't see it. Oh, okay. Macro. Oh, I see. Yep, I'll put it in the bar. Sweet.
Yeah. So the obstacle that I'm giving you is 0. You're testing scout. The number of dice is 2, and then the additional dice is 3. Right? Because you had 3 things helping you.
2, 3.
All right, I got 2 successes. Successes are 4, 5s, or 6 on a d6. 3. So you beat me. Perfect.
Nice.
So you're able to, so you find the mice. You find the mouse.
Yes.
All right. You find a mouse. So I think it has to be you who found them. The mouse is currently laying next to a like he's like asleep. He's like taking a nap from hiking. You see a thin, not quite gaunt, but just a very skinny mouse. He's chewing on like a thing of wheat, and he's got a straw hat covering shade covering his eyes. Right, he's like clearly like either like just resting or like taking a nap or just kind of like just taking a break from the walk when you come up to him. Right, I don't think he's spotted you because he's not really like paying attention or anything like that. What do you guys do? Right, you catch him off to the side of the road, a couple meters away.
Well,
So
I would
just
first nudge
before-
my commanding officer and point him out to him.
Oh, you have the eyes of a hawk. I like that.
Thank
so
you, sir.
I sort of get the other 2 guys to come in and sort of huddle up, and I'm like, all right. So, since this is your mission to join the guard, I'm going to leave it up to you 2 to make this mouse talk. Now,
Have you clued them in by the time this happens of what's possibly at stake here?
no, I'm going to clue them in now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I won't interrupt.
Yeah.
Talk about what, sir?
What do you mean?
Word is that this mouse is a spy. He has detailed information of the guard layouts of Lockhaven, and we need him to talk. Now, I'm going to be cutting an imposing figure in the background, but the talking, I'll leave it up to you, young Whiskers. Make him talk, and if it fails, we'll take an ear. Any
Metaphorically.
questions? No, literally.
What?
Well, okay. Well, all right.
But what if he's not a spy and he doesn't know anything?
He's a spy. Trust your intel. You're a guardsman. That's what we do.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So, Chester, I think maybe we should approach him from either side to sort of flank him so that he can't, so he won't be able to run away.
Okay, if we flank him, like what we learned, right? Right, Huey?
Yeah.
We learned
Yeah.
flanking.
Yeah,
And-
but try to not scare him. So maybe put on a smile. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, that's good.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
To be fair, you're not very imposing, Chester, so it should be easy.
Pryler in chat mentions, yeah, you good mouse, you bad mouse.
You mouse, I rat.
Okay.
So do you want the front or the back?
What?
Which side do you want to approach him from?
Front? I'll take the front. I'm more
Okay,
of a-
cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you will engage him initially. Good luck.
Look, I'm
And
just
that-
talking to him.
Yeah. Good luck.
Okay.
So I start creeping around behind the guy.
Yeah. How about we...
And this might be
Good time to take a break? Yeah?
and
so-
then we'll pick up right at that point. We are two Tenderpaws. Chester and Ellie are approaching the grain peddler, who's currently distracted. He is resting, kind of just like. In fact, I think you hear him snoring, with the little straw right from his mouth, kind of going like a little bit up, and then daggle a little bit, and then it goes back down. And you mentioned who you guys are gonna you decided to split up and come around to him. Like,
Yeah, I'm in the front, and Ellie's
Okay.
behind.
Yeah.
And then behind me, I think is looming.
Yeah,
Huey.
I'm just standing on the road, maybe leaning on my sword. Yeah, just sort of watching.
yeah, like watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. I like that scene. I like that imagery. Cool. So, yeah, the grain peddler, like, you can get up close to him. He doesn't. No rolls required or anything like here. You can just get up close to him. What do you? You also, I mean, you see he's sleeping next to like a wheel. So, Ellie, you're the one who's looking behind, like getting around the cart. You see that the other wheel is in bad need of repair. That he's been running this cart pretty hard, and it looks like he's like using a spare set. Like it's missing some spokes and stuff. Like it could break off at any minute.
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh.
crack down the center of it.
Right. But in the meantime, yeah, he's snoozing. Oh, heavens!
Hello.
And he lifts his cap. Oh,
Hi.
hello there.
Hello. My name is Chester Tumbleton. Are you Corey? Are you Corey with a C?
He looks at you. Yeah. I'm sorry. What is? Yes. How do you know mine? Have we met?
And like reassuringly looking.
He looks
back
at you and
Huey.
it's like, yeah. He's like,
I do the like the
I'm from
you know,
Shaleboro.
the hand motion.
No, I'm not from Shelborough. Actually, we're from Lockhaven. We are actually. My name is Chester Tumbleton. I am a part of the Mouse Guard. And you see,
You don't have a cloak. He like interrupts you. Right? He's like, what? You don't have a son, if you don't have a, he's kind of old, right? So he calls you
Yeah,
son.
yeah,
It's like, son, you don't have a cloak.
Well, like I said, we
Am I
are
getting
a part-
robbed?
We no, you're not getting robbed. You're not getting robbed. We are a part of the Mouth Guard. And like you can
and
see,
you just behind him?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, gee.
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
he
Okay. He like
has-
puts his hands up, like now he thinks he's getting robbed.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Ellie's just standing there with her arms crossed, looking menacing.
Yeah.
We're not here to rob you. We're not here to rob you. I'm sorry.
I don't have much.
I'm sorry. I assure you, we're not here to rob you. We're here to just talk and to see how you're doing. How are you doing? Are you doing well, Corey?
I was a lot better when I was taking a nap, but
Yeah,
I'm sorry. My heart. I have a condition.
You have a heart condition?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
I'm
Have
okay.
a seat.
I'm
Have
okay.
a seat. Sorry. Here. Do we have any water? Do we have any water for the man who's got a heart condition?
No, it's okay. I got something better as he like pulls from a flask from his pouch. So that's okay. For the nerves, you know. Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
So, my name is.
You know,
Jess-
I was afraid of getting robbed. I'm so sorry, Mouse. I love the Mouse Guard. It's nothing personal. I was afraid. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, I am in fact little known fact about Chester Tumbleton. I love grain. We use it in a lot of our food, and it has a great flavor that really brings out a lot of and many recipes. You can't make many pastries without grain and without the dough and without sugar. And I like to thank you for your service, sir. And
Like
he,
in the
talks
background, you hear this.
Ellie
Get
is,
on with
like,
it.
Ellie's trying to stay looking menacing, but she can't like help but laugh. Like,
like I just want to know, like as like,
Can you?
as a mouse people person.
You're so meek that he's talking over you.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I'm sorry. Can your friend come? I trust you. I just don't feel comfortable with her standing by.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's so you don't run.
Thank you. Yeah,
no,
it's fine.
no. What?
You know what?
What?
You don't
No.
want to-
He's like, what? And he's like, what?
Well,
No, it's so nothing can sneak up behind you, sir. Nothing to worry about. You're safe.
I thought
from
it
this
was
angle.
flanking procedures because we don't want him to run.
You're like, what? I can hear you.
No. That's sir. I couldn't help but notice that your wagon wheels are in bad condition. Where are you going in such a hurry?
Well, this crane's due for Barkstone, and gotta get there before the winter.
Barkstone, huh? And I whip out a notepad. Barkstone. Okay. Barkstone.
Checks out.
Checks out. Yeah, it's we you see the Mouse Guard. I'm going to say the Mouse Guard because apparently I don't have a cloak, so I'm not a part of it. But we, as associates of the Mouse Guard, know that we have some intel. Intel, it's that word again. We have that intel that you are going to be heading towards Barkstone. Checks out.
What?
Check.
Now, he's like, all right, now you're going to have to explain yourself. What are you, am I under arrest?
No. We.
What
we,
is-
Sorry, I'm sorry. Again,
I am a
coming off
peddler.
Wrong. No, we heard also some intel. Yeah. Some intel that the
When you're doing
lost.
the huh? When you're
Yeah.
doing the huh? Are you pointing back at Henley? Are you pointing back at?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
at Yui. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job. Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to get some reassurance, and so he goes, "Yeah, that you were lost and you're missing, but we found you. You're here, so that's good, right?"
Okay. There must be some misunderstanding. I
Uh-huh.
was never lost.
Uh-huh.
My full name is Coriander Periwinkle.
Coriander periwinkle.
I'm a merchant from Shaleboro. This is my grain.
Yeah.
I
Got it.
picked.
So it's Corey with an I, and not a Y.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Corey with an I. Sorry, I don't want to offend you with my misspelling. So, all right. So Coriander. May I call you Coriander?
I yell from
This
the
is taking
background. I'm
a
just
lot
like-
of time.
Yeah,
Huey.
I yell from the background. It's like, Ellie, handle this, please.
Tag him out.
Would you like to try, Ellie? I'm just gonna take some notes.
Okay, so I sort of
Try what?
sidle up in front of him and squat down
Look.
so we're eye level. But
Look, if
like
you want to
I'm
fix my
still on my
cart, that'd be
feet.
great.
Having
Negative.
some cart trouble, eh?
Well, I mean, I feel like it could get me to El Mas, and I could be able to get it fixed there. I have a buddy in El Mas who'd be able to help me.
Wait, out of character. What was the thing that he had information on again? Sorry.
He has the week guard rotations of Lockhaven, I think it was.
No, blueprints of the map of the
Okay,
city.
yeah, blueprints of Lockhaven. Yeah.
Oh, geez, that is
Yeah.
pretty powerful stuff.
You know what, Eric? While this is happening, I'm just gonna like saunter over, not stealthily or anything.
No.
I'm just gonna
clunk, clunk.
Yeah,
A giant.
Dude, you're fucking decked.
yeah. Just gonna walk over to the grain. I'm just gonna start opening the bags or whatever is the bags of them, and just start looking through
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Dude, hey, man, that's my fucking, that's my
Calm down,
livelihood.
Sir.
That's my livelihood.
Sir, I need you to calm down. Just
Sir,
calm down.
Also, language, please. Fluffing. We like to use the F. We like to substitute the F to the fluffing. Okay.
Screw your fluffing. You
Wait,
guys rude.
don't,
Right.
don't,
Whoa.
are you
That's
yelling
not your
at,
grain.
are you
Yeah, he's
are
like
you-
getting irate.
sir,
Oh boy, okay. You're not gonna. Oh man. Okay.
I'm sort of just gonna like finger my sling.
It's because
over
I'm
to
from
not make it
Shellboro,
obvious.
isn't it? It's because I'm from
Shell-
Shellboro. He's
Really?
like talking over you. Like I'm listening, but like, he's doing this thing.
Elbow
Really?
deep in a bag
with that
of
wear
grain
on that
right now.
wheel, those wheels, I'd say that you've been all over the place. Maybe around Lockhaven and back.
Maybe uphill both ways, according to the axle of your cart here.
I love the mouse guard. You weren't on the itinerary this year. I'm sorry. I wasn't there. He says to you, probably lying.
Story checks out.
So
At this point, if you want to push him for something, then perhaps we should go to this skill. It
Okay.
sounds like you're trying to convince him. So it sounds like a persuade.
yeah, I'm more of an orator though.
Yeah, that's for crowds.
Yeah,
Well,
Shelby, or not Shelby. Why did I say Shelby? Chester.
Yes.
Seems like a Shelby voice for some reason.
Sheldon the
Chester.
mouse. Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Yes. Yes, partner. In mouth guard.
Why don't you get some information from our good friend here?
That's what I've been trying to do, but we tagged out. Okay, so back to Coriander, right? With an I, you said. All right, so where we leave off. Coriander, you're from Shellboro. We established that, yes? Good. Okay, so yeah.
For purposes of rolling, I would just like to keep him on subject and task
yeah. So
for helping.
all right, so you're from Shellboro. What are you doing? What were you doing over at Lockhaven? And why'd you take such a weird route to Barkstone?
I went from Shellboro to Ivydale. Ivydale to Root Wallow. Pretty normal track.
Root Wallow. Okay. All right. And now you're going back to Barkstone. Or you're going to Barkstone and then you're going to go back to Shellboro. That's weird. Doesn't seem-
Well, that's the plan before winter. But based on how this is going, I don't know. Maybe I should be looking at accommodations there.
Yeah, well,
He's
I
getting
don't think you've
very
got-
frustrated.
I don't think you've got enough grain that'll last you, let alone both of those deliveries and then back to Shellboro. You got a pretty light cart here, sir. So I think you knew this, correct, Mr. Corey with an I and a C, Ander from Shellboro.
Okay, and this is where you're
Yeah.
persuading him. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so
This will also be another
hold
versus
my
test.
hand- Hold my
Yeah.
hand through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be rough this first time,
Yeah,
and then I assume it's gonna get easier.
absolutely.
Okay.
So during break, I actually brought out another flowchart that I made. I linked it. It's Injure. Link that might be able to follow along a little bit better.
Okay. And that is in chat.
Zoom chat.
Oh, there it is. Got it.
I'll link it in Twitch chat as well for people playing at home. Check it out.
I see. Okay.
All right. So I have the skill. Great. Beautiful. And,
Okay.
I don't think I would need any escape, hide, or climb, right? So I don't need to do that.
No. Okay.
Right. Okay. I think I'm seeing it now.
So you have the skill, right?
Yes.
Cool. So you're gonna have to use you have to use the skill. So you're using persuade. Okay.
Yes.
So
Persuade is
yeah. I can tell you while you're building your pool, the peddler has a persuade of 4 that I will be rolling.
Okay.
Okay. And once again, just like with Ellie, with the scout test, you're gonna be going against this persuade, counting the number of successes versus the number of successes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any way that I could help with persuade? Because I have it.
Yes.
Wait, hang
Yes,
on.
you
Let
can.
me just.
But
let me
you
just-
have to fictionally put
Yeah.
forward how you're helping, right?
I just want to see persuade manipulator. I don't have that.
You can
but-
help with manipulate or persuade
I don't have manipulate though.
or wise if you have a relevant wise.
A relevant wise. I only have weapon
Now,
wise at the moment.
This test adventure tells us
yeah.
how many we want a minute.
Okay, so I have a goal. Oh wait, no, the goal doesn't help me though. No, the goal doesn't help me. Okay, so my persuade is a 2. So is there
So
a way that I could potentially
That's fine.
as maybe I got it. As I'm digging through the grain, I'm just like, maybe because clearly it's not in the grain, but I'm doing it anyway. Digging through the grain, I'm just
You're
like,
putting pressure on him.
yeah, I'm just like, it's not here. It's not here. Where is it? And maybe I just take a grain, a sack of grain, just throw it over my shoulder so it like
yeah, you're like
breaks against
dude,
the
I
tree.
needed that.
Yeah.
Spills on the path.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like you're pressuring and being like, dude, come on. So like that's manipulate then. Right?
I don't have that skill though, but
Oh.
do I know if I don't have that skill, can I? Because it says on this.
Well, I don't care. I like
thing.
that pretty word picture that you're
Yeah.
coming up with, so let's do it. All right.
Okay.
I mean, that was also the time if you wanted to switch that.
Yeah.
So you could have minutes.
Exactly. So here's what you need to know. When you're helping somebody, the most you can ever do is give them 1 die. So when you're helping somebody with a skill, whether it's 2 or 6, you're giving them 1 die to the pool, to the person who's actually making the roll.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
So keep that in mind.
I don't mind
So-
switching it because then we would have one of each, right? Our group would have to
Right, yeah,
manipulate.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'll change
Yeah.
persuade to manipulate then, if that's okay with you, GM.
Good for me.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So
So I have 2.
You have
I
2?
3. I have 3.
now you have
And I
3.
4.
Why do you have?
I had 3 to start.
Oh, you had 3. Now you have 4.
Now I have 4. And
To
then
get- You can. Here's what else you can do to improve. If you have the right gear, well, there's not really any gear here to help persuade this person.
No.
Um,
unless he likes hunting. I mean,
if you have a relevant, yeah. If you could say, give me the truth. You know, if you wanted to role play and be like, give me the truth, I'll give you this honey. So
Yeah.
that's totally. I would be willing to do that and give
Yeah,
you
yeah.
a right.
but I'm not gonna do that now. But
yeah,
yes,
of course.
great. So if I have, so just so I know, it's your skill. If you need help, or if you have nature, and then if you don't have nature, it's if you have help, and then it's if you have any gear, like another asset.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Now, here's another way. Here's another thing you can add to this die pool. If you have a trait you want to bring in positively,
Okay.
or negatively.
Take a look at my traits.
Well, I mean, think of it like this. You have a trait which is like, don't hurt anyone. And I've told you outright that I'm going to hurt this man if you don't get what you want out of it. If we don't get what we want out of it.
Yeah, and
I have rational.
yeah. So you like, let's be reasonable about
Yeah,
this.
exactly. So I'm gonna try to as he throws the grain over his shoulder, and lands, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Listen. Let's just try to be real here, or else like that would be the only grain that you lose, because apparently like I said, you're not gonna last the winter with what you have, or what you will have. So let's be rational, okay?"
Yeah.
All right. So now, what do I add here with my the input value? What am I testing? Am I putting persuade or am I putting 5?
Persuade. So the first thing is, what are you testing? That's the
Okay.
skill. I'll change the macro to make it be like, what's the skill that you're testing? So it's more obvious in the future.
Rating
3.
Any help or trade supplies, and that's going to be 2.
2. But there's something else I wanted to bring in, which I actually didn't get a chance to bring in before.
Sure.
You can go what is almost like Super Saiyan on any particular roll by what's called it's called tapping your nature. By spending one of your persona points at the start of the mission. Everybody has 1 persona and 1 fate point. You could spend this persona point to add your nature to this roll. So you could add 6 dice to this roll.
I could add 6 dice.
Yes, you add your nature. You add your nature skill, your nature trait, right?
Oh my lord. Okay.
So that's why having a high nature is really good.
Yeah. Let's do that
The
for
penalty of having a high nature is that it's really hard to learn new skills. But instead of learning new skills, you can just like crush it, right?
Okay. How about instead of like trying to be reasonably, like I'm trying to like ration, I'm actually, all this talk about winter has actually made me go into a hibernation instinct.
Gotta put stuff in my cheeks,
I grab some of that, like I like stroll over and I grab a bag and I start actually feeding myself these and like stuffing my cheeks with this grain, which would be of course tapping into my nature and of course tapping into that fact that we're manipulating his grain. So it kind of gives us that rational.
Give us what you want or it won't stop.
Exactly.
Delicious.
I can eat all of this grain.
Exactly. So it's a total of 8. So I'm now rolling 11.
You're rolling 8 dice.
11.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, 11 total.
3 for my base and then an 8 plus 8. What did the GM give? None.
The obstacle is 0 because the obstacle is going to be equal to the number of successes that I get.
Okay. Just for the sake of rolling. This is what we do. And I got 6.
I got 2. Okay. You beat me by a lot. So, perfect.
I get 6. 1, 2.
All right.
3. Okay.
So he's like, all right. Stop. Just stop. He's like, everybody just stop. Just stop eating. Stop, please. And look. Just what are you after? What do you want?
I give a nod to Ellie and just be like, get it out of him.
I crouch in front of him again, say, so, we have it on good authority that you have some blueprints of Lockhaven and that you're willing to use them for some personal gain.
That sage, he sold me out, didn't he? Man. Yeah. And, he gives himself up. He's like, I would have gotten away with it when you meddling kids. No, he definitely just ends up going like, he's like, man, it's really hard. It's just really, really hard,
I sort of look at him. It's like, lucky for you, you get to keep both of your ears today. I'm kind of disappointed. Actually.
Look, and he goes, can I get on my cart? And he's gonna show you he moves some other ones around, right? He into a space in the cart, and he lifts up a piece of the floorboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out. He's like, and he just holds his stuff to you.
All right, yeah.
It's like, fine, here.
I want to open this up and take a look at it.
Look, he's like, you don't look. I don't know if you get this or not, but it's not easy in the territories. I gotta make a living.
It would be nice if you had all
I
that
didn't even
extra
know.
grain
I
with
didn't even
you.
know what that's what this was. He says, "Yeah, actually, you don't know if he's lying or not." It's like, I didn't even know that. Look, someone paid me to deliver this to Barkstone. You're right. I wasn't going to make it to winter with just this shipment, but that was going to be enough. Make it there and it'd be fine, and I'd be fine for the winter. Come on, we're all just trying to live through the winter, aren't we?
So
I got a wife and kids.
I'm gonna look at the guy and I'm just like, you can reduce your sentence if you give up your confidence. Confidants. Sorry.
Well, my confidence obviously gave me up too. This is building on the success that you just got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he names some people in Barkstone, right? So he names real quick. He's going to name a few people that we can follow up with once I get to the names list. Garnier,
Oh,
Sarah, and Sloan.
they got last names? Oh,
They're brothers and sisters. They do. They run the inn there.
Okay. The inn at Barkstone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I
Look, I don't.
do we have like proverbial do we have like handcuffs? Like how does that work?
No.
Mhm.
What do you do with this guy?
I mean, we're bringing him back to Lockhaven.
I
All right.
just have a couple questions. On your travels, were there any declines, or has it been uphill both ways?
No,
Like,
no,
what's
no,
the geographical path look like? What?
no, Chester, no.
I need to know for personal reasons.
It was a metaphor, Chester.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Oh my. Okay, I'm sorry. As you were. I'm sorry. I feel like.
Okay.
And so the grain peddler is like keeping his head down now.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta promise nothing's gonna happen to me.
Well, spies normally get what's coming to them.
I didn't know I was a spy. He says honestly,
Mm-hmm.
at least as far as you know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Like I said, I was just trying to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And and
just keep nodding in agreement. It's like, yep, whatever you say.
I
Yeah.
believe you, Coriander with a C and an I. Well, I believe you.
So what is the normal due action with this food and stuff like that? Is it best to take it with us back to Lockhaven as like
contraband?
contraband?
It's your call.
All right, and it's like, Chester, time for you to pull your weight.
I have been this whole time.
Look,
But I
if
do
you don't,
that.
guys, if you don't bring this to Barkstone, they're certainly not going to have enough food for winter. Come on, I know it's contraband, but like, are you really going to suffer Barkstone for this?
I just sort of look at him and was like,
I mean,
it's not really my decision now, is it?
It's
but
totally your decision. But that's
if we could confiscate it and take it to Barkstone to redistribute amongst the people so that they have enough food for winter, right?
I sort of look at Corey and I'm like, I tell you what, we can reduce your sentence even further if, let's say, you help us bring down the crew that you're supposed to sell these documents to. Get us an in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Yeah. Oh man, this is
Two birds with one stone. You feed the hungry.
He's enthusiastic about it, like overly enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I don't want to go to jail.
the money that is made from the sale of this grain will go directly to the funding of the guards.
But doesn't
Yeah.
he need to? Okay.
He be coming.
I mean,
with
he
us
doesn't want to
Lockhaven.
push his luck, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like he's gonna get any money going to jail anyways for his kids.
that's right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm okay with that. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but
I mean, you
Really?
could take them. You can take them back to Lockhaven if you wanted to. I'm
Why don't
not. I'm
we-
not. This isn't a railroad.
I'm really concerned about his kids. Maybe if he does a good job, we can figure out some way to reward him so that his family doesn't suffer during the winter.
Coriander, what's the name
Generally
of your kids?
speaking, the life of crime is going to be harsh for everyone. You don't get a free reign just because you've had children.
Well, yeah, but if he helps us stop future crimes, isn't that a net positive?
It is, and his sentence will be reduced because of it.
But his kids shouldn't suffer. They didn't do anything.
I agree.
Mr.
His-
Coriander, what's the name of your kids?
Gurney
Yeah,
and Sarah, just like his mom.
Gurney and Sarah. Okay, Gurney and Sarah. And these have no relation
They're
to.
the pride of my life.
There's no relation to Garnier and
What?
Sarah.
No, they're Barkstone people.
Okay, well, I
We're
see.
Shaleboro through and through.
Yeah. You said that. Okay. Gurney, not to be confused with Garnier, and Sarah, not to be confused with Sarah. All right. So these are your kids. How old are they? You're hesitating.
No, my oldest is 9,
Okay.
and my youngest is 3.
Okay.
They're good kids.
All right.
One of them even want. Sarah
Story
even
checks out.
talking about being a guard.
Story checks out. Oh, they want to be guard.
I don't know anymore. He says under his breath.
Why? Because you got caught red-handed doing a bad deed? If anything, that would pressure children to become law enforcement more likely.
Look, come on. Can you promise that? Can you just promise that this wasn't? My kids don't know about this.
Nope.
Can you keep this out?
That, your name will most likely be dragged through mud.
Come on, my kids don't deserve that.
You're
My wife
right,
doesn't
yes.
deserve that.
Now, imagine if you were a better father.
What do you think I'm doing? He's like, he's like around and you basically have him arrested. He's like, no, what do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to provide for them so they can get through the winter.
Yeah.
Do you have kids? Do any of you have kids?
I sort of look at the two behind me and I'm like,
15.
yes. Yes, I have kids.
Then you would know. You would know what it's like to be a parent. You would do anything for them.
You're right, I would. And both of them are in the God and they're both successful. So,
Look, okay. I'll lead you to the inn in Parkstone. I'll pretend to make the drop with them, and then you and if that all works out, then I get a reduced sentence. Is that the plan?
Yes, that's the plan.
Jeez. Okay. All right, pull yourself together, Coriander. All right, pull yourself together, Coriander.
Do it for
You're
your
a
kids,
periwinkle
Coriander.
Yeah, it's like, you're a periwinkle for God's sakes. Okay.
Tough on the outside and squishy on the inside.
All right. Fine. Okay. And he's willing to do it.
All right.
All right. So, now we go to what's called the player's turn of the game. Now, typically at this part of the game, if you guys weren't so damn good at rolling, you could have earned conditions at this point, and you could have had a chance to spend them on recovering and things like that. But instead, now we're going to we're going to arrive at Barkstone, or maybe anything in between. You guys have the opportunity to spend one of these checks on various things. So, for instance, mechanically, you can basically you spend a check for to spotlight yourself in doing something.
Okay.
That can allow you to earn a test in some way if you wanted it to. This is particularly useful if you feel like in a session you didn't hit your belief, instinct, or goal or something like that. Secondly, it's useful if you were injured or something like that and you wanted to recover or something like that. It's useful there. If you wanted to buy something or make a new friend or follow up this mission, right? You could be like, okay, let's make the drop, and you could spend a check to be like, okay, we're going to oversee this drop right now, right? Those are our
Okay.
options for this phase of the game.
And we don't
So
have
rather
any
than
checks though, right?
yeah.
'Cause
No,
we're
you all have one check.
Okay.
You can earn more checks by using traits negatively
Okay.
in
Where do we mark
when
the
you make
checks?
tests.
I'm curious.
You mark checks based on if you earn checks, you mark them based on
The skill.
in near the traits.
Okay. Oh, near the traits. Okay.
Yeah, it says used against, right?
Okay. All right.
There's no place to mark that you already always have one check.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a flaw with the character sheet, in my opinion.
Okay.
But so it goes. Everybody always has one check.
Okay. All right. I guess the only check that I can realistically think of is like try and get this guy thinking more so that he needs to do everything in his power to reduce his sentence to be helpful and stuff, so that we can make sure that the arresting of the other people at the Barkstone can go ahead without issue.
Okay. So you want to make sure and ensure travel to Barkstone.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no issue.
Make sure that this gentleman that we're with, Corey, is adequately mentally prepared to give up his
Okay.
associates. And
Okay.
maybe I can do that by, I don't know, like if you have to make a roll here.
Yeah, well, I feel like the more interesting. I'm willing to give you that fictionally, but I think the most interesting role here would be the actual navigating to Barkstone.
Okay, all right. Sure.
Okay, so that's actually would be what's at stake.
Okay.
Do you arrive at Barkstone in time for the drop? Is actually the question.
Yes. Okay.
But like you could
Like,
you're
is he
totally
making
doing
life
that.
on the road
right?
difficult, sort of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
like you're totally you're coaching him through the trip.
I would
but-
say manipulating him more than coaching.
Sure.
Uh,
Always coaching is just benevolent manipulating. Let's be real.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So so you don't have to be the one who makes this test, but this will be a Pathfinder test
Okay.
against spring,
Okay. All right.
or excuse me, against fall.
All right. And fall. Where do we find out? Okay. So I guess I'll just roll that then. This will be my first roll. So what are you testing? Pathfinder, I guess. What's the skill or ability rating? 3.
Now, people can help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can add a trait.
I wanted to help with Scout.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah. So that makes it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. I want to use my belief here that I'm not going to hesitate in any way when it comes to like, when it comes to like a decision as to which direction we should go. It's always like, I rely on my knowledge and I just go straight which direction I think.
Just straight shot.
Yeah. As the crows fly, And let's see here. What does Guard's Honor do? Like, is there a would I be able to use that trait as a way to say bring in all the bad guys for this particular mission, or to follow through with finding the blueprints and those who want them, I guess, who are trying to buy them, who might do Lockhaven in any sort of misdeed?
Yeah, so like here's something you need to know about Guard's Honor. Let me read it out loud for everybody at home as well. Those who live or were raised in Lockhaven have a special relationship with the Guard. They know its inner workings, its needs, and its travails. Living so closely with the Guard earns these mice a trait called Guard's Honor. They are more intimately connected to the financial and social body of the Guard and are trusted to a greater degree. Should a mouse ever betray that trust, he is cast out of Lockhaven and perhaps even beyond the scent border.
Okay, shit.
So, I imagine Guard's Honor, you would understand the ramifications of this. And so your line of inquiry about who could possibly be wanting these documents is a very good question.
Okay. All right, so
these are, I'm willing to give you this to you, like these blueprints. Like, this is like a tactical map of Lockhaven.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, perfect.
showing points of entry and stuff.
All right,
right?
yeah, so, all right, perfect. So this is sort of something that you definitely want to follow up with as to who would want something like this, and maybe even who created it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you
how
know
do...
that this has the stamp of the Mouse Guard archives,
Oh, okay.
Right.
So maybe someone from the library.
or it will would happen. Okay, let me be more specific. It's a charcoal rub. So like when you like put a piece of charcoal over the map, so it got the coloring of it.
Mhm.
But it also picked up the stamp from Lockhaven, right? Because it was just like a quick, get as much as you can with it.
Okay.
Like parchment, like wax paper and charcoal.
So there's
like
all
overlay.
there's all these traits boxes, like used for, used
Yeah.
against, times used. What do I need to put in here when I use Guard's Honor?
You're using it used for yourself.
Yeah.
So the benefit of using it for yourself is that you earn an additional die to this test.
Okay, so what? So 6, 7? So 2 die? Or just 1?
One.
Okay.
1.
6.
So you have 2 people helping you.
Okay.
Right.
So it started
what's
at
your-
3, it went up twice, and then I used a trait.
Yep. So you have 6 dice.
6 die.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
No, actually, I have
you
one
wa-
person helping me, and I have a belief. So
and I can tell you that my that the fall weather itself is going to roll 5 dice.
okay.
We're doing a versus test again, so your
Okay.
difficulty is actually equal to the randomness of my dice.
Sure. So do
at this moment,
Yeah.
you could spend your persona point to add your nature to this roll as a pool of dice as well.
Is that bad
Just
if
how
I use
just
my
how
nature?
Myth did that. No.
No?
That does remind me though, when you mentioned that, because the drawback is something that I didn't talk about with Myth yet. Because you used your nature with your persuade, right? You succeeded wildly, but persuading is not within a mouse's nature. So your nature gets taxed by 1. It's now 5 out of 6.
Permanently? Or,
Okay.
Or just for the session?
Well, for now, it's 5 out of 6. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't feel like I need to rely on my nature here. This is more like my training than anything.
Sure.
Because,
Okay.
mice aren't very manipulative.
You got 6 dice.
Cool.
Sure.
All right.
All
So just one more question about the trait. So it says time
No
used.
problem.
Do I just put that as a 1 now?
Yes.
Okay.
So what am I testing? I'm testing fall.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to
5.
roll? Or you roll
Yeah,
first?
let's gear up and roll, buddy. Like I said,
Any
this
traits,
becomes
supplies,
more
or
intuitive the more you play.
Traits,
Right, really
supplies, or
quickly.
modifiers? Wait, was I supposed to put traits in this one?
It doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, I got 4 successes, buddy.
Did I roll? It didn't roll.
I don't see it.
That's weird. Okay, what are you testing?
Did you press plus or did you leave anything blank? It doesn't like it when you do that.
Leave it blank? Yeah, I left some
No,
stuff
no, no, no.
blank.
Don't leave anything blank.
Okay.
Put zeros in it. Sorry. Yeah, it's. I wrote this thing real fast. It's barely works. Nice. Look at that. So I had 4 successes, but you got 5.
Hell yeah.
Nice. A quick point I wanted to mention. If you would have failed this test, you're not like stuck in the road and being like, you have to test again, right? It's not the way the game works.
It just
An
takes
example
longer,
of
yeah.
the way the play works is that you could actually show up to town, only you could be like, you were so determined to get there, right? Never delaying, that now you're tired because you're exhausted from doing it, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot
The
of
other
sense.
and then the other 2 helping you would get a reduced condition, being like hungry and thirsty, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
that could be an example. Another example could be like a twist in the road. I'd have been like, sure, so you're not delaying, but you hear the sounds of a conflict. Bandits are or like weasels or something's attacking another caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you delay and help these people, or like that? Those are the types of things that could come into play
Okay.
as a thing, right?
Cool.
If you fail a roll,
Perfect.
or even if you like kind of succeed, but like, okay, so to give you an idea, the game is never like, well, you're stuck. You know what I mean? Like it always keeps moving forward. Okay, cool. So you make it to Barkstone. Does anybody else want to do anything? Maybe on the trip, or do you want to spend your checks in Barkstone, or?
think I want to spend my check in Barkstone.
Okay, yeah. So Barkstone is a pretty it's not a nice place, but it's actually it used to be nice, right? Barkstone definitely seems to have a, it used to be great. It's a very like Bruce Springsteen would have wrote about Barkstone, if that gives you a better idea, right? It's a working class town, but it's a little bit on, it's down on its luck. You see like, there's a vibrant, from a decade ago, there's a nice like iron kind of gate now that's kind of like been rusted at Barkstone. Barkstone is written because it sits at the like the base of a large tree.
Okay.
It's I think it's mostly known for, it's just literally like shops and trade. Like it's just a big merchant trade city. So kind of everything's here. There's a lot of like bars and whatnot. And like I said, the inns here as well. So so a little bit of, I just want, because I'm a nerd, a point of why Barkstone is economically depressed. Since the Weasel Wars that happened a decade ago, they used to be doing a lot of trade with the they kind of were like one of the big gateways to the west of like a major city for trade. But since those cities have fallen and the scent border has receded from where it was previously before the war, there's less trading partners for them, right? So the west, so it's not as strong. Okay,
Okay.
because I'm a nerd. So there you go.
Is that like in the book, or is that like something you just came up with?
That's canonical, yeah. But
Okay.
also I love that stuff. So
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, you can see on the map too that there were towns that are now been wiped out because the scent border receded.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh, is
sweet.
the scent border that
The dotted line.
that
yeah.
that dotted line, yeah.
Oh, neato. It's kind of
Okay.
cool.
Okay. So we're here. Okay. What are we doing here? Sorry, I lost it. I lost.
We're
going to
finding
the inn.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
going
we're
to
going
the
to the
inn
inn. Got it.
to get
Going to the inn,
Ghana,
you're trying to
Sarah, and
find-
Swine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Let's head to the inn.
So, just before we go in, maybe I grab the shoulder of this Corey, and I'm like, "Remember your promise."
Yes, totally. So is this going? This is going to be Ellie's check, I guess. That right? Proceeding with this, or what did you want to do in town, Ellie?
I mostly wanted to ensure that we were able to set everything up so that we're able to uncover the identities of who we're going to, or who he was going to sell the plans to, and maybe find out what they were going to be used for.
Yeah. Okay. So we're heading to the inn then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. So, do any of you go in to the inn? Do you hang out? What's your plan here?
Well, I think I'm the only one that sort of like stands out of the group, right? Given
Yeah.
that I'm the only
Yeah.
one with a guardsman cape, so maybe I head in ahead of time and maybe take a table in the corner by myself or something, and maybe let Corey and Ellie, not Corey, Chester and Ellie do their thing, and be associates of the man. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. We're like his helpers that went along to ensure that he got there safely.
An accountant and a
Help him
guard.
move. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. That sounds good to me.
I'm a
Oh, what
fierce
does
little
Ellie
15-year-old
look like?
guard.
By the way, I
What?
don't I don't have a picture of what Ellie looks like in my mind.
Oh, she's a very enthusiastic 15-year-old female mouse with red fur
Okay.
So
and a fiery spirit.
Nice.
both Huey, I mean, we don't really see Huey's fur because of the armor, but your fur is red as well, right, Huey?
No, mine's white. But I have
Oh,
red
you have
armor.
white fur.
I have red armor, but like puffs of white fur probably stick out from underneath it and all that stuff. So
Sure.
Yeah, his cloak
So-
is red and tattered.
You are, yeah. So like you're a talking point, Huey, wherever you go,
okay,
right?
sure.
Not a lot of mice wear armor. Not a lot of, you look like a badass. You look like a celebrity, right? People notice you.
Okay, that's perfect. That's what I want. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to like sneak into a place.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I just look like the loudmouth daughter of a couple of bakers.
Yeah. Okay. So some time goes by in the inn, right? It's late. It's like getting close to, people are leaving, going upstairs and stuff like that. You're about ready to call it quits when the door opens, right? And a trio of mice come in, matching the descriptions given to you from Corey.
Okay.
You guys are still in there, right?
Yeah.
And I think you hear Corey being like, "Oh, thank God they showed," under his breath. He gives him the nod, like over here, right? And they look around this place. They're not sure they want to conduct business with a mouse guard here. So I think that's probably what they say, right? I think Sarah's the one leading them. They were traveling on the road, and they also are wearing not mouse guard cloaks, but like they're wearing travel wear. So like they're wearing like a vest, and they have like a handkerchief kind of thing around them, right? And so like when they get in, they pull it down, and they walk around, and they're getting kind of suspicious. And
I'm just sitting in the corner, minding my own business.
Yeah, they're like,
drinking, like,
I know, but like they're like, So, who's your associates? Says Sarah, right?
I start.
I think I don't want to play back and forth conversation, so he kind of leads you guys.
I start darting back and forth between them and Ellie.
Hi, I'm his niece, Eluthium, and I am here to learn the general trade of rice peddling. And this is my brother, Chester. He's
Grain.
kind of odd, but
Grain.
don't mind him.
Grain
Grain paddling, yes. I meant grain. My character said grain.
Yeah. So they're looking at you over.
a loud slurp from the corner.
Yeah.
And I can do that better.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this will ultimately come down to a persuade for them to do the deal here because they're uncomfortable, and that's the most important part. That's
Sure.
the issue here.
Ooh, yeah. I think I can help with this
They're
by
like-
pretending to be drunk.
Yeah. They're looking at him and they're like, I don't like that one in the corner. Perhaps we should do this another time. Right? And Corey's like, no, like he's like passed out,
Yeah.
Look, come on, it's getting cold out there. I want to get home.
He's been drinking for like hours now. Like hours and hours. I doubt he could even stand properly.
Upon
So who's
hearing
leading this?
Upon
Yeah, who's
hearing that,
leading
I
this?
sort of lean back and just belch and just sort of like maybe just be like, something like that.
I don't really have anything in Persuader. I just have Orator. And
Tell-
even though
weave
it's
a
few
tale.
of them, I'm not sure that.
The grain peddler could technically lead it then,
Okay.
but how are you guys helping him?
It seems as if the alcohol color that he is drinking seems to be golden hue, which means it must be a wheat alcohol. I have brewer, by the way.
Yeah.
So it seems there is a weak wheat alcohol, and believe me, the ones that I know of here in Barkstone roughly are about 8%. So he's probably, judging by how much he can get out and drink, that probably this would be his second, and that is probably on his way of being full drunk. But I mean, it always goes full circle because you need grains for beer, right?
And he like tries to make a joke that doesn't like. And he said like, so it's trying to use the persuade as well as him just being drunk.
All right.
Can I brewer for this? Because you.
Yeah.
On top
So,
of that, he
all right,
hasn't.
so I
eaten a
wanted to,
single-
yeah, but I think I want to make a quick point of
Yeah.
order. You're not selling the grain to these people. These are people buying the map. Okay.
Yeah. But it's
Okay.
him being a stupid joke.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
He's nervous.
Yeah,
so-
and they're like, boy, that friend is odd, and I'm totally letting you help with brewer here, and that was awesome.
Okay, cool.
So thank you.
All right, great. Yeah. I mean, I could start the persuade with 3.
I can
Yeah,
I can help with manipulator, obviously.
absolutely. One of you guys could totally do it.
Okay, so I'll do that then.
I can tell you the peddler who your prisoner Corey has 4. If you wanted to start from that,
Yeah.
but I think it would be more fun if you guys probably did it though. But like,
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Then I'll start. I'll persuade.
Can
Persuade.
I possibly use healer to make a compelling argument about how, like, given his size and how much he's drunk, combined with like how little he's eaten, he's probably like X amount of intoxicated.
His BMI is very.
yeah. What do you intend to help with there? Just
Well, might I suggest instead of healer,
Scientist?
you have the trait that the guard's
healer?
legend thing, right? The
Oh,
yeah,
legend.
do you have a
of the-
wise?
I have
Yeah.
Legends of the Guard Wise.
So maybe
Yeah,
maybe
you know an
use
apt
that.
legend.
An apt
Yeah.
legend about
Ah.
a drunk guardsman that's just goes around and like he's, something like that, some bullshit like
Yeah.
that. Like you can spin something cool out of that.
Why, he reminds me of Sir Eldion the White, who, despite his large stature, he was mostly muscle under his armor, and he didn't really hold his drink very well despite his large appearance, because you need a bit of fat on you to keep yourself from getting tipsy, and he would just forget everything from the night before because he'd just keep drinking and just after the second drink nothing stayed in his head, in one ear out the other, and it got him to a lot of trouble with the ladies in the town of Spruce Tuck one evening. But that's a tale for another time. I'm just...
My niece, she's a smart one, Like, come on, just look. I got it back in the cart. Let's just come on, He's like, calm down, man. And Sarah's like, I got your money. Let's see, right? And let's do this. Let's do the persuade.
All right. So, are you giving me anything? Is the GM giving me anything? No, right?
No. The guy's helping you.
Oh,
The
sweet.
peddler's going to help you instead. So that makes sense because you get a die from persuade.
I gotta die.
Yeah.
You get to die for me too.
Yeah. So you're getting 4 dice to help from people.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dice. I should roll one.
Yeah.
more.
You
I
should,
think I got
yeah.
2.
One more.
Just roll a
So I
d6.
just roll another one.
Yeah, just roll a d6.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah. No. So 2.
Okay. And these guys. This would be
Obstacle
against.
of 1. Oh, I did an obstacle of 1.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. Let's see. We get to do your testing.
It doesn't take away from your roll though. It just rolls the obstacle there, right? So.
Even if it did, I think it's because I re-rolled. So.
And there's 2. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So they succeed. But here's something we should talk about real quick. So, Myth, you rolled a 6 in your list of skills. or
Yeah.
in your persuade test.
So I did.
So, what you can do here is you can actually, this is where fate points come in.
Okay.
After you roll, you can re-roll any 6 that you get by spending a fate point. This is just basically being lucky.
Sure.
That's something you can do.
Wait,
Another thing you can do.
Is 6 a success though?
It is, and what happens when you're lucky and you roll a 6, you get a success, but then you roll it again.
Oh,
and if you get another 6, then yeah, it's exploding help.
But you have to spend a
Okay.
fate point to make it explode, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spend a fate point to let any 6s explode. So if you rolled 3 6s, you could let 3 of them explode, right?
Right.
That's how you spend fate points. That's one way to have spending fate points. The second thing you could do is you could invoke a relevant wise. By spending a fate point, you can reroll 1 failure die. Right.
What's your wise?
Instead.
Legend of the God?
Legend of the God, yeah.
Maybe
You
you
can
can double
elaborate
down
on
on
my tail.
Yeah, double down on the tail, right? Like
Yeah.
So those are 2 ways of doing it. So you could either be lucky and finish the roll that way, or you could manipulate with a wise and be like, oh, well, yeah, and you tell me what it is, but
I can re-roll with a wise.
you re-roll a failure, right?
yeah, you can
Yeah,
spend a
yeah.
fate point. You can spend a fate point to re-roll 1 failure with your wise, and I think that's called aha. As literally like there, I think if you look at your character sheet, there's 4 different parts next to your wise. At the bottom, it's pass, fail, fate, persona. This is spending fate,
Okay.
right? So check that off if you're doing it that way.
Oh, so what happens to the wises when you do that?
Like I said, I think you get a new one.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is a pass then?
No, this is a fail.
Did you roll another? Yeah. So you reroll
Okay.
1 failure.
All right.
You you have a chance to, with a wise, turn a failure into a success. This is like you're going down the wrong path and you're like, oh, wait. And that would have been bad. And it's that moment.
So what do I re-roll here? One of them?
Yeah, just one of them. Just roll a d6 in chat and see what happens.
Yeah. So that's
Hey.
You got it. Cool. So you turn a failure to a tie.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
So then this is the cool part. So instead of just failing outright, when we have a tie, this is where we can go to a tiebreaker. If you had another fate, you could spend your fate point to reroll that 6. Otherwise, if this wasn't the player's turn, if it wasn't the player's turn, you could actually just let the enemy win at this point and earn 2 checks for your player's turn. Or we go to a tiebreaker roll, and the tiebreaker roll is your root stat. So it would be your will versus these characters' wills. So it would just be
They combine
your
their
will
wills
versus their
together?
will. No, it'd just be 1-on-1.
Okay.
Or actually, no. I think everybody would. We could probably just do it from a perspective of Chester's will, and then the 4 of you or the 3 other of you helping him, and then the will of the other group with the 2 people helping them. And basically, what this is tiebreakers doing is whoever wins that earns 1 additional success to the roll, making it win in their favor. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
So if you win the tiebreaker roll, it's like getting 4 successes versus their 3, right? Because right now it's 3 and 3. This is the 1 additional success that you need. Okay. And this counts as a will test for you if you do it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. If you make a tiebreaker roll, you earn a test for the ability or skill that breaks the tie.
So I'm doing will. I'm rolling will.
Yes.
Nice. I'm rolling will. What is the skill ability? It's 2. I'm not getting any help, am I?
Yeah, you are. You're getting 3 people helping you.
Oh, cool, great. And no obstacle.
Yep. I got 3 successes again.
I rolled what? Didn't roll anything. Okay, hold on.
You got to put the zeros and everything.
Yeah, what am I testing? Will. Submit, please. Skill is 2, 3, 0. There we go. That was weird. 4.
Hey.
Nice. Hey, you did it.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are good.
Take
Nice.
that, GM.
Yeah. Cool. So no conditions or anything. So they're like, all right, fine. And they put the money on the table. Yeah. And he's like, okay, let's go, and he circles the group to go out back to the wagon.
Yep.
And they take out the map or whatever. And someone has a check left.
Did I use my check?
Yeah, you just use your check.
Okay.
Henna used his check to get here. So I guess Myth has his check.
I persuaded.
Okay.
Didn't I just now?
No, this is different.
You did, but it was technically all part of
My check.
Kika's check. That was all for that scene. So now then you have a moment for a scene. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they totally they get the map and then they're getting ready to head off, right? They're like, nice doing business with you.
All right, so how do I...
Now, do you want to follow them to where they're going? Is that the next step?
Yeah,
Or,
I think that's the only thing that I could... yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
Is that a scouting thing? Because I have scout, and we can all scout it up together.
This would actually be stealthy. So it would actually be your nature.
Nature.
Because you're being stealthy, right?
Mr. 6. He's got padded everything.
Right now.
Yeah. Super natureful.
Okay, so
you're sneaking.
Yeah, so
you're hiding.
I can't help with my nature, can I?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
nature
cool.
helps nature.
I'm in for that too.
And this is a test within your nature, so it wouldn't get taxed, right?
Yep.
So, and just for the record, have you guys been keeping track of all the tests you've been making in your character sheet? Successes and failures.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware.
That's what that is. Pass and fail. Okay, I can go back and look at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a log, so it helps. But
I think I only made one test the entire time.
Because you can level up. You level up those tests.
Is it just individual checks or the rolls?
Yeah. It's checks. It's the test itself.
So when you roll, not when you help someone else, right?
Yeah, not when
You're
you help
gonna
someone else.
become really persuasive, Myth.
Yeah,
that's a good one to learn.
Yeah.
Cool. You're giving me one, right? You give me one help, Kika. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I am actually going to not. I'm going to oppose my nature as much as possible.
They are going to leave town, and they're going. You see them, where you hear them tracking, and you can see where they're going. They're going to a camp that they have outside of this town, outside of Barkstone, north of Barkstone, off the trails. And you see there's other mice over here too. It's almost like a small encampment of mice. It's dark now, right? So it's very hard to see, but you can see from the torch light kind of surrounding the camp and stuff. This is an encampment. It's not just those three. This is a group of mice. But let's make a stealth test to see if they also hear you or something else happens, right?
All right. So I rolled it, but for some reason didn't do anything. So I'm rolling nature.
Yeah. And you have... Wait, what are you guys... So here's a question. What are you doing with the grain peddler? Is he coming with you guys? Is Henley coming with you? Is Huey coming with you who's wearing a clunky armor?
No. I'm going to...
stay with him?
I'm going to stay as far back as I can, but Huey is taking the grain peddler with him.
Okay.
Just
well,
over
you got
his shoulder.
No, he's just in front of him.
You rolled 5 dice and one person was helping you. Was Ellie? Was Ellie and Ellie was helping you? Okay, cool, good, nice. Pryler just says rolls have been really good tonight.
Time to get dug down.
For right now.
Except for right now. You guys are walking, you're getting close to the camp trying to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, unfortunately, I think Chester trips in the night and tumbles down. Goes down the hill. And everyone's like, who are you? And I think that's where we call it for the session tonight.
Cool. All right.
We finally found the downhill that explains the uphill both ways.
Right?
It's like a bowl,
right. So that's the twist that got us into trouble.
Bam.
There it is.
Nice.
Nice.
So let's do some shout outs real quick. Let's start off with Mr. Chester Tumbleton himself, who tumbled down a hill today. Mythmatic, what up, sir? How you doing?
Downhill both ways.
I just want to interrupt real quick. We have to do experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Yep.
Sorry, man.
No
Is that-
worries.
Are we not out of time? Is it okay?
If we can go, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry. It's just it's weird because it's actually part of the game to do this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
let's do it.
unconventional. So, like I talked about earlier, you earn a fate point if you play to your belief. So let's go around and do you think you played to your belief, Huey?
Yes.
Sure. When? When was that?
When I did the pathfinding roll, I actually called upon it to get a dice. So
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Did you play your everyone else? So Chester, did you?
Yes.
Or do you
The mouse of bravery, integrity, one that will not flee. He pursued those people after, and even snuck there.
yeah. To
and-
this encampment. Cool.
Yep, exactly.
Nice. Well done. Cool. And Ellie.
My belief was a functioning society is the only thing that keeps us from being food in a harsh wilderness, and we must all play our roles for a society to function.
I feel like this entire mission predicates your belief more than
Yeah, it's
anything, right? So
Easy belief to work into, but more specifically, I was trying to fully uncover the plot for the blueprints instead of just taking the blueprints and going. I decided to try to uncover the entire plot and find the conspirators.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. And so everybody earns a fate point for that. Now, let's talk about our goals now. Did anybody work towards their goal or even accomplish their goal
I
tonight?
accomplished mine. Mine was Corey will talk no matter the cost. So,
Yep. So you earned persona for that.
Okay.
Ellie?
I found and protected the peddler, and I don't know, did I
Yeah.
impress Huey at all? Because impress the guard was part of my goal.
I think right now the impressed part will come from combat from Huey more than anything.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So fate. Yeah, fate. Okay.
Okay.
You work. I mean, yeah. So you work towards it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Then what about Chester?
We'll do this duty, document the geographical trail and its inclines. We did the duty.
I feel like you documented the
Broken down.
incline right at the end
And
there.
you have been
Down the
persona.
awesome, great.
Cool. Yep. Typically, here's something to think about. Typically, when you act on a belief or you work towards a goal, you typically made a role in service to that, right?
Mhm.
Think of it that way. So, like, if you can basically find a connection between your belief caused me to do this, right, or it made me behave this role in a particular way, right? So whether it made me make a role that I otherwise wouldn't normally make, or would make the stakes different. That's an easy way of just in your head. But I'm sure you already got that now.
Yeah.
Cool. So those are our goals. The last one is instincts. Did anyone have if your character had performed an instinct the proper time?
I didn't perform mine. Mine is put my body between danger and my friends because my body is stronger than my friends.
Yeah, you kind of did the opposite.
Yeah, well,
Like you were just hanging out there, which is fine, which is totally fine, right?
it's
You
not.
just don't
It
earn a
wasn't. It
reward for
wasn't dangerous. You know, like
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I think next session will be good.
bravery not required.
Yeah. Don't worry. Next session will be good
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I
Cool.
believe so too.
What about Kiko or Myth? What do you guys?
Never wish to kill a creature again, bug or weasel, big or small. Didn't kill anything.
Didn't have an
Yeah.
opportunity to kill anything.
But you never
either.
had opportunity to,
Yeah.
so you didn't earn anything for it. 'Cause it never came up.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't that choice, didn't happen.
Kika.
My general instinct that I eventually decided on was to help others to the best of my ability. And
Well,
don't know,
I think you
Always help
helped
others.
the peddler more than anything. Like you argued for his children,
Yeah.
yeah,
which
I
is
did.
something
yeah.
that you didn't need to do in any sense. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you were instrumental in convincing them instead of just going to Lockhaven with them. You were like, no, we should actually see this out. Like, you don't want the people hurt. That was a big
Yeah.
deal. That was awesome. Cool. So the last things we got to do here because I don't think anybody played against their belief. a big way.
No, I don't.
No,
because
because like you instead of rather than earning fate for your belief, you would play against your belief and earn a persona in this big dramatic thing. It didn't happen here.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Something you can do is this is an advanced maneuver. Make your belief something that's like, I'm worthless, and then be like, no, I'm gonna stand up for people, and then you play it against your belief. Right? Do the negative. Do something you know that's wrong because you know you're going to be convinced of it the other way. It also works really well.
Yeah, it's called character growth, guys. Come on.
Yeah. This whole game is dramatic character growth. In order for you to be better than the things that you're facing, you must rise above them.
Well,
right? You must grow and change.
Instinct system is amazing. Where it's changing. It's changing from session to session, which tailors character growth, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to change your belief. You can keep your belief like as long as you think it's relevant. But
So-
like, you'll see things change. But there's a couple other things we had to get through too. But you had
Okay, go
observation?
ahead. Yeah, I was going to ask about
Oh.
how do you get additional skills in this game?
Sure. So the next thing is MVP,
Okay.
most valuable player, the person who made the crucial roll at the right time.
Okay.
So we had a couple good rolls. This is something we discuss as a group.
Okay.
I don't want to put forward something yet. I want to hear what everyone else has to say. Kika, what do you think? Who do you think gets it?
Honestly, I think Myth has been doing pretty well with the persuasions, especially with the tiebreaker in the end.
Oh, I thank you. I tried to roll those dice.
Tiebreaker was pretty important.
Yeah. That and also the one in the beginning that's the one where I Super Saiyan, the one where I used my fate to make sure that we got it, like to get that persuasive roll, so that he is the spy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Henley, you're also in agreement? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What
No,
do you
that's
think?
fine. I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
All right. Yeah. So Myth, congratulations, MVP this session.
Yeah. What does that mean? Anything?
Yeah, you earn a persona point for next session. I don't know if you do this or not, Henley, but like, if your chats ever has an opinion, I would definitely consider who they think they should get it as well.
Let your voices be known in chat if you think there is a different MVP.
Somebody should, right.
Maybe we could run a poll each week.
Yeah. The more we play, like I think the more this is known as a thing that's going to happen. I would love to hear what people think about who should be getting this stuff.
Sure.
Even if it didn't have a good reason, it would just be fun to have chats.
The reason I don't like the polls is because normally they don't vote based on anything in particular. They vote based on like some arbitrary thing, which doesn't really foster anything. Like for example, if you placate the chat, you get a persona point or whatever. It doesn't. Yeah. It's. Yeah. I think honestly it should be based on merit more than anything. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. We can whatever we got to do. Okay. Cool. So workhorse. Someone who carried the group through a lot of tough stuff. The character has all the right skills and makes all the rolls to keep things moving. The workhorse is award them a persona point. The group decides who is the workhorse for the session. You can't be both MVP and workhorse.
Okay.
So,
I think the workhorse should go to whoever had the most help, like whoever did the most like help assisting roles, sort of thing. It can't be me because I actually removed myself from helping a lot of instances. So I honestly think it should go to Kiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
I think Kika. Yeah.
Kika.
I can see that too, Kika.
Yeah.
Like if it can't be MVP and it's definitely not me because I actually removed myself from a lot of nature roles, and like I said, I'm against nature. So
perhaps the hardest one to discuss, especially for episode 1 where we're trying on these new clothes. Embodiment's the reward for the player who best embodies his or her character. For the players who manage to convey their traits in a very compelling manner. We decide once again as a group who's worthy of this. It can be rewarded to more than one player, but not to everyone.
Is it only traits?
No. I mean, if you embodied your character in a compelling way.
I mean, Chester is
Chester
an easy
did
one.
a really Chester.
Oh, it's the new one. Okay.
Yeah, it's the new one. Yeah.
All right.
The voice really
I'm
sold it
I'm
too.
throwing but I want to throw a bone here to Henley.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because I
True.
think the fact that you removed yourself in a way, but like, you were like, you played the I'm your dad and my kids have to learn on their own kind of thing. Like they got to make it or break it kind of thing, right?
Yeah, if they want their colors, they got to do the do, you know.
So I think that was actually a very meaningful thing. Like you were always there as a presence for them. Like so many times, Myth, you mentioned with Chester being like looking back for approval, like
yeah.
Like so, I think that's a thing that's important. So
all right,
And
so what is
I'm gonna throw one to you.
over.
all right? What does
I'm gonna
that
throw
give
one to you
us?
as well.
Persona.
Persona.
Okay.
Yep. So is your Persona 5?
Actually, it's Persona 3, so you know.
So okay, now we're done. Now we're done guarding mice.
Okay.
That's the wrap up of the experience.
Yeah. How do you get more skills? Like, how do I get like deceiver skill or like instructor, for example? Because
You have to learn it. You must test it when you don't have the skill.
Okay, and testing when you don't have it means
You roll. So if you want to learn deceiver, and don't have deceive or manipulate, it's not deceive, it's manipulate, right? If you want to learn manipulate and you do not have manipulate, you actually end up testing will. Like this, you use your will score in lieu of manipulate for the time being. But then when you add all of the help,
so you
all
have
of
the skill.
traits,
No.
you have the number of things you're doing.
Okay. Have the skill. No. For escape, hide, climb, or forage. No. Nature, tax, or luck. That's what it says here in this thing.
Yeah,
So-
luck is beginner's luck.
Which is will.
So that's learning a skill you don't have is called using beginner's luck to learn a skill.
And that's what will is, yeah.
Yeah, and you use what's called the root of the skill, which is either health or will, the blue or red that we were talking about, and you use that in lieu of the skill. People can still help you if you're beginner's lucking and other people don't have the skill. They can help with health or will as the skill dictates. But here's something to consider. So in order to finally learn the skill, you have to test that skill equal to your current nature score. So that's why Chester is going to be really, really hard to learn skills.
So I have to. So when you're learning a new skill, you test it against. Okay. So
Once you have tested manipulate for you 3 times, or you say you don't have manipulator and your nature is 3, you must test 3 times in order to get it. Now here's another kicker I'm willing to share with you because this would make sense. You use your persona in a session, it gets taxed to 2 out of 3. You learn the skill if you do it twice now instead of 3 times. When your current nature score goes down, it's easier to learn skills.
Yeah.
It's part of the big balance between the game of nature.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up how to use these points.
Because then
that we
your
have.
ability to spend persona is deeply reduced, right? Like if you spend persona to go Super Saiyan, you're not really going Super Saiyan anymore. You're just going like Semi Saiyan.
Okay,
It's just a chub. And
interesting. He's gonna chub. Yeah. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can you make a handout on like these expenditures?
Yeah.
Like I think that would.
Yeah, how to spend your stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that would probably be the best way, but.
No problem. I have a little. I don't have it about learning skills. That's a good thing I'll add. Okay.
Because I'm interested
do that
in
for you.
learning skills. You know.
Like I said, like it's based on Burning Wheel. So like there's a lot of like little tiny moving parts in this game, and they all kind of feed together. And like I said, like this game is pretty complicated when you bring out a flow chart. In a way, but in a way that's not like Pathfinder. Like, what's my bonus for this thing? Right? It's more fictional, right? Like you're getting an advantage by having a good belief that gets put on the line, right? Like I earn rewards for this. I can go, if my character is more instinctual, I can then be better at certain things in momentary moments. Or if they're not as instinctual, they're willing to learn. And you have a chance, an opportunity to grow more skills widely.
Okay.
And develop a wider skill set. It's a really cool thing.
All
Anyways,
right. Leah,
that's it.
let's do some shout outs. Myth, let's start with you.
Thank you so much, Henley, for having me tonight, and thank you so much for playing with me, Kika, and of course, thank you, chat, for being here, and Eric, thank you so much for the wonderful game. My name is Mythomatic. I am a roleplay streamer here on Twitch. I do voice acting as well. You can check out my channel. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all weekdays. This month, starting a new schedule, 8 to 5. Come hang out. 8 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out, check out some of my roleplay content. We're down. It's up to you. But thanks.
Full time? So you're streaming full time for now?
Full time this month. Yep.
Awesome. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see. My lease was up last month, so it's like,
Uh-oh.
I got this month to do what I can. So we're gonna play along and have fun and play some games. But yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Kika, let's hear some shout outs from you.
Hi, I'm Kika. Thank you also very much for having me along. This is a lot of fun, and honestly, I wish I could keep playing, but I'd be good for playing all night. Honestly, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. That makes me feel really great that you had a great time. I love
This is
that.
possibly like the most fun I've had in a while of role playing. I don't really stream super regularly, but you can follow me at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKKA. Once my pre-med stuff calms down, I'll probably stream more regularly, but right now I need to focus on academics.
No problem. Cool.
Nice. And last but not least, we have our GM, Mr. Internet famous sandwich artist, Eric Vulgaris. What up, sir? How you doing?
Thank Henley, you flatter me so much as a sandwich artist. So hey, I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris on everything. I'm a part-time GM. I like to do a lot of more weird, random, fictional indie game stuff. I'm a big fan of this. If you like this type of game, you should definitely go watch my game called Burning Crowns, which is just like this intense political philosophy burning wheel game. If you guys like Kingmaker from Paizo Pathfinder, it's based on that adventure path. So there's a lot of like Pathfinder-y lore, but with Burning Wheel and the philosophy and debates and Game of Thrones. It's awesome. I do that stuff. I'm also on Saturdays over at Stephen Lumpkin's channel, Silence Osiris's, where I play a knight named Sir Nidian in a game of Pendragon 5th edition, which is like King Arthur, literally based on King Arthur.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I play that game with the designer of this game. So
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
I play with Luke Crane.
That's
Luke
awesome.
Crane designed this game. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So that's super cool because I can just be like, Luke, how do you play this game? Just annoy the crap out of him. So anyways, that's what I do. I love games and game design. So Henley, I appreciate so much letting me have the opportunity to GM this for you guys. And Kika, Myth, Henley, this is great. I thank you so much. You guys are a very wonderful cast, right? You guys have been super, super humble and like willing to learn this game that's complicated. And I appreciate your patience. And hopefully I haven't like interrupted too much like about the rules and first role play and when we can. And the role play has been great. And just thank you guys so much. And chat, you guys are wonderful. You guys are delicious, beautiful nerds. Thank you all.
Jeez, okay. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight's game. If you haven't already done so, consider clicking that follow button. It's free and it helps support the channel. And if you want to get some really cool emotes, I'm really fucking proud of my emotes, by the way. You can subscribe and get access to a couple of really cool cluckable chickens that you can put anywhere all over Twitch. In terms of Die Party stuff, we have currently 5 active games now on the Die Party schedule. You can check that out over !schedule to check that shit out. We have also a Patreon set up specifically to help the growth of the Die Party stuff. So if you want to support, that's the way to do it. And yeah, tomorrow we have, or tonight, we have the Talking Shit Show. And for the which is a sort of variety news podcast that we do, which is great. It's a lot of fun. And we also have Die Party Night City as well, which is a cyberpunk 2020 adventure as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, watch out for those hills. They're steep.
They go both ways.
They go both ways. Good night.